put my life. I'ma put my life. We gon' party all night. She don't care if I die. Yeah, right, yeah, right. Yeah, I bet you won't cry. Yeah, I bet you won't try. But you know I don't mind. But you know I don't mind. Yeah, right, yeah, right. Yeah, right, yeah, right. Yeah, right, yeah, right. Yeah, you better know that she ain't never give a single fuck about me. Yeah, you bet you know that we ain't never gonna be together, I see. Yeah, you better go to see her when I'm feeling like a drum without a beat. Yeah, yeah, it's so good. And I think that's what I need. What you know about love? What you know about life? What you know about blood? You ain't even baptized. Yeah, right, yeah, right. Yeah, you know I feel right. Yeah, you living right now. You don't ever pick sides. Yeah, right, yeah, right. I'm overthinking my pride. I don't gotta look nice. She just feeling my eyes. She just feeling my eyes. Yeah, you better know that she ain't never give a single fuck about me. Yeah, you bet you know that we ain't never gonna be together, I see. Yeah, you better go to see her when I'm feeling like a drum without a beat. Yeah, yeah, it's so good. And I
Hey gang, what's up? What's up? Um, I'm Pinesoup and I'm just chilling today. Feeling a little blue. Life's a little rough right now, but you know what? We're just gonna get through it. You know, that's all we can ever do, right? Um, so, oh, I got my chat open. Let's go, so I can text you guys. But yeah, I just honestly wanted to chill. I know other people are streaming right now. I might not stream for too long, but I just wanted to chill. We can like watch videos. We can, talk or whatever. I can even do like call-ins or whatever you guys want to do. I really have no preference either way. I'm just chilling, just being a pine cell right now. So, how are you guys doing though? Type in the live chat. How are y'all doing? Let's see here. Oh yeah, Mr. Krabs. Let's see. Got some people. We got some viewers. Let's go. Yeah, I today I went to bed at like gosh, yesterday it must have been like 4 o'clock in the morning. And I'm feeling kind of tired and stuff like that. I got to hang out with my buddy though today and was really awesome. We went to King Supers, which if you guys know what that is, that's like if you live in other states, it's like Kroger, right? So we went to King's and we got like I got some like ice cream and stuff like that and some pancake mix for my men's Bible study with the boys. So that was really really awesome. But yeah, I'm kind of feeling tired and but like not tired in a way like I can't stream, like just kind of relaxed and stuff like that. So I figured we'd just chill, we'd just like talk and stuff like that. Um, Man, I see 8 viewers, but no one in the live chat wants to say how they're doing. Dang, you guys are being silent on me. I busted out the green tea and everything. Hmm. Yeah, but something's going on. I've been feeling tired all day too. Can't get anything done. Yeah, I feel that, bro. I definitely feel that. Like I'm supposed to like write a paper, and I really hate to push things to Sunday. I really like to get stuff done before that, but I'm like so dead today. I just can't even do it. Um, so we'll do it tomorrow. It's 500 words. That's not an issue. But man, dude, senioritis is like kicking my butt right now. Like I'm not a fan of going to class and doing homework and stuff like that. Like, I get it done, of course, because it's like, I like, you pay to be, you pay to be at your college. You got to give it like the full 100% effort or nothing. But I'm just I'm just like, man, I'm kind of ready to get in or get out and stuff like that. Pelliade says just tuned in. Just Jimmy says, hey, first time tuning in. Well, hey guys, it's great to see you. I'm glad you're here, man. Yeah, we're just normally this isn't like a normal stream. Just to preface you, this is just like we're chilling, we're hanging out. Hey Dusk, what's up, man? We just chilling. We can listen to music. You guys can send videos for me to react to if you want me to open up the call-ins. Just let me know, and I'll gladly do whatever. Type in the chat what you want me to do, though. If you want me to react to videos or whatever, I'm really open to anything. I'm just kind of like in this state right now where I'm like, I'm just kind of vibing, checking Telegram, checking Telegram. Propose says, hey, Pinesoup, keep giving the good efforts to finish what you started out there, whatever it is. I really appreciate it, man. Kaza Instrumentalis says, it's the sap. Sheesh! It's sap, bro. Sap. I had Asian food today. Last Friday, I got to sign a contract to have a place to learn a trade. Well, that's awesome, dude. That's awesome, Alex. You're going down like the traditional like European path, man. That's awesome. Ryan says react. Oh, like you want me to react to videos or something? Like I totally can. You guys can send me stuff. Just nothing like, just don't send me anything super immodest, like nothing with immodest women or whatever. But like if it doesn't have anything or like really sussy or weird stuff, you can send me like cringe videos or whatever. I love those things. I love laughing to those. But we're just chilling today because honestly, I just feeling kind of in my feels right now. Just kind of little blue, little trying to figure life out and having difficulties with that. Reaction Andy. What's reaction Andy? Do you mean reactionary? Because if so, like I'm a reactionary, but like Reaction Andy, that sounds like a comic book character, like Reaction Andy, and he's like, we have to return to Europa. We have to return to a time when we sond our testicles in the open, like some like BAP like Greek stuff, and you're like, okay, big dog, it's time to tune that back, time to wind that back a little bit. Pinesoup, can you give us a quick overview of Vatican I? Sure, yeah, man. I can do that. Let me just check what Border Bunny said, and then I can give you a quick overview. Hey, brother, hope all is well. How do I pray a decade of the Rosary with prayer intentions? I want to start off small. Okay, so what I do is, I think it's good to start your Rosary with prayer intentions. You can also end it. It really, I like to start it though, just so I don't forget. And God knows in your heart who you like intend to pray for too. So it's not like if you don't audibly say someone's name, it's like this magic spell that you cast out or whatever. But it's one of those things where, you should probably start your Rosary with your prayer intention. So like, I'm praying for like my mom, my dad, my friend Joe, and like his grandma or something like that. Right. And with that, you're kind of having this start to the Rosary, right, with prayer intention. So explicitly asking God for whatever petition that person or that you have at the beginning of the Rosary, and in whatever way you want. There's not a specific formula. Just in your own language, talk to our loving God, and then from there, when you pray a decade of the Rosary, what you do is you start off like, so you pray like the 10 beads. Like, I actually want to see, do I have my Rosary right by me? I don't know if I do. I might go get my Rosary just real quick. Yeah, man. But this is about a decade of the Rosary, right? So you start off and the way that I pray decades is I start off with like the Our Father. So I'll say like the Our Father, and you could kind of almost start off like the very beginning that you start off the Rosary. So you do the sign of the cross, of course. You say the Apostles' Creed, then you say an Our Father, then you do your 10 Hail Marys, Glory be, and then a sorry, I'm just trying to think off the top of my head. And then the Fatima prayer, oh my Jesus, forgive us our sins, save us from the fires of hell. May all souls be led to heaven, especially those in most need of thy mercy. Right. And that's basically a main overview. So yeah, let me know if that helped out though. So I'm going to go over Vatican I because Desk wanted me to cover it real quick, but is the Protestant work ethic compatible with Catholicism? That's a good question. I mean, I would need like a definition of the Protestant work ethic. Like, in fact, actually, let's look it up. That's totally fine. Let's look it up right now. Just so I get my definitions right. Okay. Protestant work ethic, also known as the Calvinist work ethic or the Puritan work ethic, is a work ethic concept in scholarly sociology, blah, blah, blah. It emphasizes that diligence, discipline, and frugality are the result of a person's subscription to values espoused by the Protestant faith, especially Calvinism. I don't know about that. Just work. Just be a good worker. I think trying to incorporate like a heretical religion into what we do is problematic. I am highly against that, honestly. But we're gonna go over Vatican I real quick, and I got my book out of kind of definitions and stuff like that. Just need to remember I'm hitting all the constitutions of Vatican I real quick. Papal encyclicals, Vatican I. Let's go. Let's go. The decrees, bro. Let's go. Yeah, so with Vatican I, they did the procession of faith and stuff like that at the I believe at session 2. Okay. Open the council, session 2, that happened in 1870. Pius IX does the procession of faith and then goes through that. And then there's the dogmatic constitution on the Catholic faith. So that is De Filius. And De Filius basically covers a lot of theological problems that they were dealing with in the day. So like atheism is covered in there and stuff like that. Like the idea that like we can use reason to prove God's existence and stuff like that. And anyone that says that like we can't use reason to prove God's existence is like anathema. So it goes over a bunch of theological content in terms of like, who is God? How do we know him? And that sort of thing. Essentially, and like, what is it? What is like the faith and the mixture of, or the relationship, between faith and reason, and, various, anathemas on, revelation, faith and reason, the faith itself, what have you. And then the second constitution is on the church, and that is Pastor Eternus. And Pastor Eternus covers papal infallibility and papal jurisdiction. So that's De Filius almost gets overshadowed a little bit because I think Pastor Eternus was a lot more controversial for people because of papal infallibility. But yeah, those are the two documents that define Vatican I. And there actually would have been more had the Franco-Prussian War not been going on and the Italian unification movement. So the Italian unification movement was where the Freemasons were trying to reunite Italy. And yo, Anglo Zoomer tipped $15. Buy some books, playa. Well, thanks, bro. I'm glad the gray bar works too. That's awesome. Dude, thank you so much. I appreciate that, bro. You're always a homie, dude. Yeah, but the council ended early because of the Italian unification, where the Freemasons were essentially trying to unify Italy in one nation. Because after, I believe the story goes, and I'm not too familiar with Italian history, but this is my understanding, after the Napoleonic Wars, Italy was chunked up into multiple different kingdoms, although I think those kingdoms had existed for a long time. And you had guys like Garibaldi and actually like a Jansenist dude trying to, I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but they wanted to reunite all of Italy as like, I believe a republic, if I'm not mistaken. Or it was either a republic or a monarchy. It wound up being a monarchy. So I think under maybe a monarchical republic. I that I'll have to look into. But essentially because of that, they attacked the Papal States, and so Vatican I had to end early. And actually, Vatican II picked up a lot of the work that they were trying to achieve at Vatican I, because they essentially were trying to do most of what they were doing at Vatican I, or at Vatican II, at Vatican I, because a lot of council fathers wanted to address the position of Catholics in the modern world, which is what Vatican II came along and did. So that's a basic overview, though. From 1 to 10, how likely are the Coptics to come back into communion with Rome? I would say, from my estimation, I'd say like a 7. Like, it seems pretty good, honestly. And like, it seems like there's been a lot, like the whole Miaphysite, or not Miaphysite, monothelite controversy with them. Oh man, is it monothelitism with them? I'm pretty sure monothelitism with them actually, I think, was settled in the 70s with a joint document where I think they acknowledged the two natures of Christ and the hypostatic union. So for me, it's almost like a only a matter of time, really. So I would say 7. It seems very strong. Has the church doctrinally made declarations on the limitations of invincible ignorance? Yeah. So there's an understanding between vincible and invincible ignorance. So invincible ignorance means that someone physically has no means of knowing Christ and knowing the faith, or if they know Christ, not knowing the faith, right? So they don't have access to that information. They don't have any means of like accessing it or what have you, right? Vincible ignorance is if you did have, suitable means to access that information. So like people in first world countries don't have invincible ignorance, right? But people living in like the middle of the desert who don't know anything about the church or whatever, they would have invincible ignorance because it's like they physically might never know, and it's not necessarily their fault. They're not culpable for that ignorance, whereas people in invincible ignorance are culpable for their ignorance. Favorite prayer, I really like the Litany of Humility. There's also a prayer written by, man, I can't remember his name right now, but it's in the manual for Conquering Deadly Sin, and it's written by Bishop Alban Goodyear, and it's like a prayer where he essentially says, like, he says in the prayer, and what hits about it is like it's very honest, just with like, especially like how I am. Like I get very angry and hateful a lot. I get very lustful. I get very jealous and envious, and I struggle with a lot of different sins. And like basically the prayer, I can actually read it off to you guys. It kind of goes into like, I know things are awful, but like God's gonna prevail, and like God, like I know that God sees me in all of this. You know what I mean? And that's powerful. Like I'll actually go get it right now because it's too good of a prayer to pass up. I am tired too. Let's go. I'd say the level of work placed upon people nowadays is more the result from capitalist society than Protestantism. Yeah, and the Protestant work ethic is honestly gay. Like it really led to the horrible like microplastic culture that we're living in. You know what I mean? Vatican I wasn't formally closed until the start of Vatican II. Oh, I don't think I've ever learned that, actually. That's very interesting, man. Send me, like, where you read that. I totally want to read that. Yo, what's up? Coptics or Miaphysite? Oh, okay. Yeah, so the Miaphysite controversy with the Coptics, I think, was solved in the 70s with a mutual joint declaration between Holy Mother Church and them. How should we treat apparition sites that have not been approved nor condemned? I live near a lot of Catholic events, and it's a beautiful site. Well, if it doesn't say anything that's like odious to the faith or it seems like demonic, it's perfectly fine to lead a cultus. But the moment, like, if your bishop says it's approved, then you're good. But if your bishop says it's not approved, then you need to cut that Marian or that apparition veneration, because you don't want to get into like kind of the weird mysticism that I see some people get into, where they're venerating apparitions of the Blessed Virgin Mary that never happen, right, or are fake, or like the bishop is condemned. To what extent is the Catholic Church intrinsically united with Western libertine culture and civilization? Well, I think what we live now, I mean, I would honestly say we almost live in like a post-Western culture where, I mean, we haven't been like the West. Like when you think of like Western achievement and Western greatness, I think the last truly like good time of that was honestly like pre-World War II. I mean, it was like pre-World War II, and like you see the last remnants of it kind of die in like the 50s and 60s, and it's why we look at like footage of like Britain, and it's like mostly white and still like mostly homogenous, and it's like we feel that longing, because it's like that was like almost kind of the beginning of the end, right? Like that's when like things started to go downhill and people didn't care about society as much. But I would say like prior to World War II, that was the like last holdout of like the West. And I think the church was united in that way, in so much as she had inspired, you know, the scientific pursuit, the use of reason, harmonious with faith, and what have you. But I think that balance really was thrown off at the outset of the Protestant Reformation, because what you almost had was then like fideism, which fideism then led to people being skeptical of faith altogether, because they're like, okay, well, if you have no reason for believing your faith, then it must not be true, right? And then the elevation of private reason to such an extent that it leads to atheism and nihilism, right? Um, if it was all misunderstanding between Coptics and Catholics, why should they accept Chalcedon then? Well, I don't think it was necessarily a misunderstanding. I think they've nuanced their position more. I don't think they're as dogmatic in their Miaphysitism as they used to be. I don't think it was like I don't think it was a big misunderstanding. I think originally there was some very real problems, but I think it's kind of been more ironed out. And I mean, that's what happens with sometimes the certain ecumenical outreaches. I mean, it happened with a ton of like the Catholics, right? They weren't really Catholic, but like the Anglicans who called themselves Catholic, like, you know, the papacy, like they came to accept the papacy to such an extent that it was like they could no longer stand being unreconciled with Rome. And then you get things like the personal ordinariate, right, where they bite the bullet and they just become Catholic. I'm making yo, Made in America sent $20, dude. What is the deal with the royal touch? I've read the Wikipedia page on author Solange Hertz, who said kings like Charles the 10th of France did it, and I've read that Edward the First did it. The royal touch. Let's see here. Royal touch. Let's see here. Oh, okay. So this is kind of cool. Oh, this is really cool, actually. Okay, so um, let's see. Am I understanding it correctly? The royal touch, also known as the king's touch, was a form of laying on of hands whereby French and English monarchs touched their subjects, regardless of social classes, with the intent to cure them of various diseases and conditions. The okay, so it was kind of like the monarch would like touch their subject, regardless of whether they were like a pauper or a prince, in order to like heal them of like some ailment or something like that. Huh, that's very interesting. That's crazy, man. Yeah. Yeah, this is kind of interesting. I would maybe say that it, you know, like cuz there is a kind of like laying on of hands that sometimes like people do when they like pray for other people. So like sometimes what I'll do, like me and the brothers will do, is the brothers that perform like the ministry for for me and the boyos, right? We'll lay hands on like whoever we're praying for, not because we have any blessing, like I don't have any blessing power, but it's kind of like a signatory act of like, God, we ask that you pray for this person. And so I think that's kind of, if I'm understanding the royal touch correctly, it could really be seen as that. Not that the king or queen has any like divine blessing power, but it's this kind of like, you know, I, being a monarch, want to be representative of Christ's heavenly monarchy in my action here by praying for this person, right? I think that's a good way to maybe understand it. That's cool, though. I didn't know about that. The royal touch. I need to look into that more, though. I'm sure there's like a greater story to it. I'm making my profession of faith tomorrow, and I'm having First Communion, too. Blessed be God, bro. That's awesome. God bless you, man. That's great. What's the Manual of Deadly Sin like? Do a quick Pinesoup papacy preview. Okay. Well, it's not a papacy preview, but it'll be a review. Yeah, so this book is called The Manual for Conquering Deadly Sin, and it's sold off Tan Books. It's probably like $19 right now, maybe 30. It's great though. So what you get in it is essentially it's got like practical advice for overcoming deadly sins. It's got saint quotes. It's got quotes from the Catechism. It's got quotes from Scripture, and it like all harmonizes that in such a way to help you conquer this sin. It like gives you your like Clipsell. What the heck, dude? $65? Thank you, dude. Dang, bro. That's crazy. Dude, thank you, man. Wow. Big guy with the donation. Dang, man. Wow. You guys are just awesome, man. That's crazy, dude. Thank you so much, Clipsell. I appreciate it. Big guy helped design. Well, I mean, didn't help design. He designed my website. So, like, he's awesome, bro. He's a homie. Yeah, but essentially, like, it's just this great manual that talks about like your attack plan for dealing with the 7 deadly sins. And so whatever sin you struggle with out of the 7 deadly, this is probably the manual to get. And I really love it. It gives you practical advice just to how to live your life and overcome those awful sins and stuff like that, and really live a true life in Jesus Christ. Let's see here. What was I going to say? But we were going to read the prayer real quick, my favorite prayer in it, and then I'll answer more questions in the chat because you guys have got some great questions, bro. Yo! Smoke Pit donated $5. Pinesoup, any words on Pope Francis's recent canonization of George Floyd as a saint in the Catholic Church? Also, here's Big Mac. Okay, bro, George Floyd did not get canonized as a saint, bro. That did not happen, okay? Yeah, that was a total, I mean, that was a total myth, like, propagated, because I remember actually, like, there was a thing, a while back, actually, when he first died, where Pope Francis, you know, of course, Pope Francis, like, being in the same position that many people were, like, commentated on it and said, like, oh, this seems like a horrible act of, you know, racism or whatever, which, you know, it wasn't, but, like, he was going off of that. But, yeah, no, dude, he did not canonize George Floyd. That didn't happen at all. Yeah, I mean, I'm literally on Catholic News Agency right now. There was no canonization of George Floyd or whatever. That's ridiculous. I don't know where you heard that from. Listen, okay, as a rule of thumb, and I'm not getting that's a legitimate question. Oh, you're joking. Okay. Because I was gonna say, man, like, do not believe when people. Well, yeah, I mean, there are people. Yeah, so you asked, is that actually a thing? There are people who, like, literally were sending me these, like, fake articles where they're like, Pope Francis canonized George Floyd. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? And I, like, would pull it up and I'm like, dude, this is fake. He didn't canonize George Floyd. Like, that's so ridiculous. Like, people say crap like that, and it's like they literally don't know what they're talking about. But please pray for Pope Francis. He's struggling with a fever right now, which is really, really not good. But yeah, people, the reason I was getting kind of like, oh man, like, frustrated is like, because there were people seriously sending me stuff like that. And I was like, dude, come on, man. Like, this is just ridiculous. It's not even like real, I mean, people are just such dirty liars and stuff like that. It's sick. And I'll probably go off on how I've been a little frustrated with that recently, but we're going to read this beautiful prayer. So the prayer is called my favorite prayer, or one of my favorite prayers that I was talking about, is by Archbishop Alban Goodyear. He was a Jesuit, I think in like the 1930s or something. But this prayer is called God Knows. Jesus, when it is very hard, when the body is tired, when the mind is clouded, when the soul is troubled, when I am weary, when I am a weary burden to myself, when I am a scandal to others, when my best friends seem to be against me, when every door is closed, then let me remember myself, what I am and what I deserve, my nothingness, fit only to be trodden on, my fickleness, utterly unreliable, my sinfulness, meriting a worse doom, my selfishness, always seeking its own, my cruelty towards to others in similar circumstances, and let me see your hand in it all. Let me remember you, who you are and what you deserve, and yet what you have received, whom none could accuse of sin, yet who found yourself a scandal to many, who would not break a bruised reed, yet whose soul was made sorrowful unto death, who for me despised the shame and endured the cross. Let me remember my Father who is faithful, who will not try me more than I am able, who rules from end to end mightily, who disposes all things sweetly, who out of evil will draw good, who is sweet and gentle, and of much mercy to all who love him. Amen. Yeah, this prayer is one of my favorites. I really love it, and I've been bad about praying it every single night, but I was praying it every single night for a while. Man, dude, like that prayer is something else. It really really stands out. Anonymous tipped $3. Pine Booty got that cake. I got that cake. I got that cake, bro. I got the new 4Gs on the G. Bro, I'm going to be walking around AFPAC and I'm going to just like that song, like, I got the new 4Gs on the Jeep. And then it's like, I'm just like walking and everyone's like, dude, Pine Booty got that cake, bro? What? It'll be crazy. It'll be awesome. But let me answer y'all's questions. Closing is history guy. Well, thank you, Anglo Zoomer. I appreciate you talking about how we overlap on history. Green Grass said, read Ybarra's book on the papacy. I don't understand. Could Liberius, Vigilius, and Honorius ever be canonized? So Saint Liberius already is venerated he's actually venerated, Pope Saint Liberius is actually venerated by the Eastern Orthodox as a martyr of the faith, and we venerate him too. Pope Saint Liberius was a saint. He refused to condemn Athanasius and went into exile because of it, so he's already canonized. Honorius and Vigilius, no. Honorius could never be canonized because he was a heretic. Vigilius probably would never be canonized because he wasn't really a model of piety during his life. But he did have some very holy and saintly moments, but he wasn't like he wasn't like a Pope Saint Gregory the Great or anything like that. All right, Pinesoup, here's one super close to home. Can I, as a Catholic, support Stalinism? No, you can't. No Catholic can support communism under any circumstance. Communism is completely condemned. There's no element of communism that you can support. And so, yeah, you cannot support Stalinism. Fabian asks, yo, Pinesoup, how's your day been? And what are your thoughts on Project Bluebeam? Isn't that like the satanic thing? I don't know what Project Bluebeam is all about. I'll maybe look that up tonight. But I heard that was like something satanic or whatever, where weren't they trying to like display like holographs of like aliens or something to like be like, guys, look, the aliens are real. I'm totally gonna become a Rick and Morty atheist now. So like it's like a satanic psyop. Isn't that Project Bluebeam? But my day's been okay, man. Like I loved hanging out with my buddy, but I've been pretty sad recently, so I'm just trying to get through that. Thick sap pine. Man, bro, that's just silly. You guys calling me out for being thick, bro. That's a good manual. Manual for men is also good. Very true, dude. Taking communion is the best nutrition any gym bro could ask for. Being fulfilled by the Holy Spirit completely outweighs any amount of pre-workout or steroids. Very true, dude. Very true. It's our only food. That's the food that like illuminates us, man. Smoke pit laughing. Yeah, well, like I wasn't getting mad at you, man. It's just been a whole thing. Like I had to deal with it like a year ago, and it was ridiculous. Why don't you like Leon deGrelle, True Catholic Warrior? Well, I think he has. I have his book, Burning Souls, and stuff like that. And I actually wanted to buy his memoir on the Eastern Front. I mean, here's the thing about Leon deGrelle. He had a lot of admirable things that he said. It's not that everything he said was bad, and I think he has a lot of things that you can draw from. But I mean, in his personal writings, he was not respectful towards Pius XII at all. He was incredibly disrespectful towards his fellow Catholics and towards Pius XII. And I feel like he elevated his love of Hitler to such an extent that it was idolatrous, which, I mean, Hitler was persecuting the church. So he's like, he shouldn't have loved, a leader persecuting the church over, his fellow faithful Catholic warriors. Pinesoup, thoughts on picking your nose? Personally, I pick my nose in car. Yeah, dude, I pick my nose like all the time. I mean, not like when. Although this is kind of a little bit of an incel moment. I'll like pick my nose in class, and like I don't notice that I do it, and like people are sitting around, and I'll just like flick a booger off or whatever, and it's just because I'm Wayne Gaff, bro. Like I just don't care. I'm gonna pick my nose, and if some girls see it or whatever, good. They're gonna be scary, they're not gonna be scary. They're gonna be scared of me, because I'm an angry dude. That's a beautiful prayer, brother. Thank you. When is AFPAC? I don't think I'm at liberty to reveal anything, so no comment on that. Get a slice of that cake. Man, dude, bro, homies are sussy in the chat today, dude. This is weird. Thoughts on the Oriental Orthodox Church? Well, they're schismatics and they're also heretics too, and they definitely need to come back into communion with the church. I think they sincerely want to follow the teachings of Christ, but I mean, you can only do that by being Catholic. You can't do that in any other capacity than just being Catholic and being reconciled with the church. Hmm. CEO of racism. Pine Booty makes a Nibba act up. Bro. Dang, guys. Well, you guys then aren't ready to see me in slacks at AFPAC, bro, because it's gonna be like Pine Booty for days. Like it's literally gonna be that like weird gay animation thing that people were posting like a couple months ago of like the black dude in like the purple slacks, and like all the guys are like, dude, cake, give me a slice. It's like it's over for you, Anglo. Sadness passes, bro. That's real. Yeah, I just trying to figure out life and stuff like that right now. And I'm not trying to also be like a homo about it or whatever. Like, oh, I'm so sad or something like that. Yeah, just trying to figure things out. Just where life's going and that sort of thing. Pinesap's GF left him. I'm single, bro. I know you're offering it up. I'm trying to do the same. That's real, and I need to offer it up more. Aliens were also considered. It ideally could be used to lead people to support a global government like the UNSC and Halo. Dude, that's so messed up, man. I'm very against Operation Bluebeam. Then that's really messed up, and I think it would lead to a satanic world order. Also, aliens are literally demons. Can we just say that? Like extraterrestrial life is demonic, and it's not like cool like Star Wars aliens where they're super nice and humanoid. Like they would be like demonic monsters that like people would worship, like Moloch stuff. Pine sap, are you sticking to God like pine sap? I don't know what that means. Am I sticking to God? Um, maybe not as good as I should be, admittedly, but I want to try to be better for sure. What does Aquinas say on race, and what's the Tower of Babel's origin of nations? Anglo Zoomer, I'm raising funds to get Pinesoup to reveal the case. Dude, I'm not gonna like. What do you want me to do, man? I feel like so cheap and used, dude. Like that. that's just sussy, man. That's sussy. So yeah, Aquinas said something. Man, let me see if I can get Classical Theists article up. Middle Earth Mag. Oh man, let me see if I can get this up, man. Oh cool, I followed them now. I don't think they posted an article in like forever. Oh cool, they did post one on like February 6th. That's awesome. That's cool. Yeah, I know that he wrote about race and Catholicism a long time ago, and I know that he references Aquinas in there. So I was just going to On Race in the Magisterium by Classical Theist, bro. Let's go. So let's get Aquinas going. Oh. What the? Bro, Aquinas isn't referenced here? No! I'm angry! No, it's okay, it's okay. What I was gonna say is, so what I know off the top of my head is that St. Thomas Aquinas does say that it's a good quality to like to love something that's similar. So he's like, if white loves white or black loves black. Now, he's not really talking about race in that context when he writes that in the Summa, but he is just talking about it's okay to love things that are alike to you or similar to you. And so we could take that same value and apply it to race as well. And what's the Tower of Babel's origins of nations? I don't necessarily know what you mean by that. But yeah, I mean, like the twisting of tongues from the Tower of Babel, led to all the nations and different peoples that we know today because, you know, we tried to play God and God rightfully punished us for trying to play God and thus twisted our tongues so that we wouldn't all, you know, communicate in this one language to conspire against him. But what was I going to say with the Tower of Babel? But, you know, what's cool about the church is actually like the church is like a reversal of the Tower of Babel because it you know, the Tower of Babel, you know, the fall of the Tower of the fall of the Tower of Babel split humanity and split man, but the church reunites man. And so the church in that way is a reversal of the Tower of Babel, where she reunites all men under one tongue, right? And reunites all of us in such a way so that we can all be in the bosom of Holy Mother Church. And really, Latin can be thought of that language that unites us all as Catholics, right? Pinesoup, are you flat earther? If so, so you could please explain why. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not into the flat Earth stuff. I like that like people really stretch to try and prove that, and it kind of comes off as a little cringe. Not gonna lie. I just don't think that any of that's real. The earth is clearly round. Like, and you know, in the past, like people didn't believe that the earth was flat and stuff like that. That's kind of like a common atheist cope. So no, I'm not a flat earther in the slightest. I am a young earth creationist though. Just like my boy Byzantine Scotus, dude. He was doing a great video today that I posted on my channel about that. I need to go back and watch it, but he was doing a great job. That's it. Cardi B versus Pinesoup kickoff now. Bro, the one thing people are going to remember from this stream is, oh, Pinesoup, you know, Pinesoup really answered my question there. They're going to be like, dang, bro, Pinesoup got that cake. Pinesoup got that sap, you know what I'm saying? Yo, hey, Maximilian, what's up? That's my best friend in chat, bro. Not sus, just bake a cake on stream. That's real. Pinesoup, can you get up? Get your famous book you like to read. Bro, don't even. That's so sussy, dude. That's so sussy, man. Only 9 people have liked the stream. Dude, no, it's fine. If you guys want to like it, that's totally fine. If you don't, that's also okay. Does CT run Middle Earth Mag? No, he doesn't. It's like a collaborative effort with a bunch of different Catholic, like Catholic guys who write on there and stuff like that. And they write a lot on like the Magisterium and like Tolkien and stuff like that. So it's like a collaborative effort. Mm. There's a direct parallel between the Table of Nations, 70 nations, and Jesus sending out the 70 disciples. That is so cool, man. I didn't even know actually about that cross reference. That you're telling me this for the first time. That is so sick. Well, and I know that Saint Isidore of Seville wrote a really good history on like the origins of like the different nations of people and stuff like that. That's really awesome. I'm a geocentrist, says Anglo Zoomer. Yeah, I'm open to that. That I can see being more plausible. Space is awesome. Liturgical cosmos. I would agree for sure. Round Earth isn't new. Yeah, Round Earth isn't new. Pinesoup for Cozy TV, dude. If I got a cozy, that would be so awesome. I'd be so down. Desk asks, what happened to Logos Triumphant? Okay, we're coming back, Desk. It's not canceled or anything. It literally is just a scheduling thing with me and Spexo because he's very busy, you know, with his family and stuff like that. I've been very busy with school, and so I'll try and see if we can actually do a stream next week. We were trying to do one this week, but the days that we were trying to do it didn't work out with my schedule. I had class then, so unfortunately I couldn't do it. The moment Jesus sends out the 70 has been noted as God showing that he is restoring the nations from the clutches of the evil one. That is so awesome, man. I definitely want to pray Lectio with that. That does have a deep significance then, and like Jesus reclaiming every single nation back to himself. That is amazing. Pinesap, show us the painting in the back. Dude, I'm not getting up so that y'all can look at my butt, bro. That's so sus and weird, man. I think for material reasons, for the existence of God are cringe. Only the spiritual will conclude. Re-existence of God are cringe. Only the spiritual. I wouldn't agree with that, George, because like we should use reason to prove God's existence. I mean, to say that we can't use reason to prove God's existence is actually condemned by, ironically, actually, De Filius, that we read from, or that I referenced at the beginning of the stream, Vatican I. Like it's an anathematized position to say that we can't use reason to prove God's existence. I just visited Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. Oh, cool, man. I don't know where that is, but that sounds cool. Get up and get a book, Pinesap. I'm not gonna ask again, dude. I'm not doing sussy stuff. That's weird, bro. That's so weird. There's a future saint who's beatified that taught at my high school. Oh, that's cool, man. Post in the chat who it is. Let's go. I miss Spexo. Dude, I'm stoked for the next LT stream. It's going to be awesome. The boys are going to be back in town, you know? Dude, I'm not showing you the painting in the back just so you can take a look at my sap, bro. That's weird. You guys are being sussy bakas, bro. Sea of Thieves N-word stream. Ryan, I'm not playing out the N-word on the stream, bro. I don't curse on stream, dog. Listen, take that up at your own time, man. But if you guys do want to send a video or whatever for me to react to, I totally can. I'll switch to the reaction thing. What was I gonna say? I was gonna say something. Also type in the chat if you want to do call-ins. I'm willing to do call-ins if you guys want to. This is totally just open format tonight, so I don't have any like set plan. I just figured I'd check out. Don't worry, I have exclusive pics, bro. That's so gay. Like that's so weird, man. Can people see my comments? No, not on the thing. Because I Nuisance mentioned the last stream where he talked about how me having a little comm box in the corner was kind of distracting. I kind of agree. I like this look a lot more. The comm box just seemed to get in the way. Like the upper bar stuff is fine because like this thing is like okay, like that's not really hurting nothing. But like yeah, the comm box is just kind of getting in the way. Pine Booty NFTs. That's so weird, man. That's so odd. Telegram call-ins. Yeah, dude, Telegram call-ins if you guys want to do it. Father John Sullivan, SJ. And while we're at it, I think I saw a book on the shelf back there. Get up, bounce that chocolate cake of yours, bro. I'm not doing that, bro. What the heck, dude? That's so sus, man. Oh, cool. Father John Sullivan passed away in 1933. Wow, that's cool, man. That's really neat. Dang. That's sick, dude. I want to look into his life more. Nice. He's got good physiognomy, man. He's got the look of a priest. I mean, like, look at this. See if I go to the review videos. I mean, like, look at that, dude. Like, that's like a strong priest right there. That's a strong future saint right there for sure. He seems like a very holy man. That's awesome, dude. Blessed be God. That's great. Nice. Pinesoup want to get a game going. I don't have PUBG downloaded, bro. It's gonna take like it's gonna take like 2 hours to download it. I don't know what other games you have, but I can't play PUBG. But I could play probably some other games if you throw some out there. Pinesap, what do you think about a picture of the olive tree with the attached branches representing the Gentiles and the returned Jews that have joined the church with literal pine sap holding? I like that. That'd be really cool. That'd be really awesome, man. I'd love a picture like that. That'd be really sick. All of the branches of the tree. That'd be really sick, honestly. Way too much homosexual messages tonight. That's what I'm saying, bro. Everyone's being like weirdly sus. Can I send you my Fuentes edit? It's got some profanity in it, but it's hilarious. Yeah, you can send that to me. That's fine. Pinesap, we're just joking. Are you joking, big dog? Are you joking? Is it jokes? Because you seem a little sus, bro. This is Gluss levels of sus. That's what I'm saying, dude. It's weird. Let's do Discord because I wanted to get a panel going tonight. Get a bunch of guys in and hang out. Can you also go over the headline or something? Maybe go over the headline. I went over the headline, dude! I went over it! Gosh, Alex, I went over the headline, bro! I don't want this in my chat, dude! And also square up, boy. Square up, dude. German in here? Gosh, man. I love that inside joke. Apologies, my hedonism. Thoughts got the better of me. Man, let the intrusive thoughts win, bro. Pinesap, can you go grab a book from Theology in the back? I'm not doing that, dude. That's so weird. Bro, Anglo, Minecraft, dude. Oh, man, dude. People are gonna kill me with Minecraft, bro. Alright. I'll play Minecraft. Oh, man, dude, I, like, Anglo Zoomer, it literally is that meme, right? It's that Wojak meme right now where he's like, it's time for your daily playthrough of Minecraft, bro. And I'm like, coming Anglo Zoomer. And it's like the Wojak that looks like he's dying. Like, that's how I feel right now, bro. Fortnite? Please don't shout, I get nervous. Bro, I'm gonna yell. I'm gonna scream. I'm angry. Someone mod me real quick. Chug down the water, boy. Chug it down. That just sounds weird, man. Don't even be like that. We could build a trad village. Dude, it's just gonna be a bunch of blocks, bro. It's just gonna be the same thing. Everyone's like, Minecraft this and Minecraft that. It's like, how about we just be normal? How about that? How about we just not be sus? Does that sound good? You know? Does that sound okay? Can we just not be all about Minecraft all the time, 24/7? I'm just saying, folks. Do you guys want me to play a game or do you want me to do call-ins? Type in the, because I don't think I can do both. Yeah, why don't we do Minecraft a different night, man? It's gonna take a long time to get set up. But text in the. I'm totally okay with. I'm totally cool with playing Minecraft though on a future thing. Um, Only problem is if we do a panel on Discord, then I can't really check the chat because it kind of messes things up a little bit. Yeah, let's just do. I'm just gonna do a call in on my channel. Seems like everyone wants to do call in, so I'm gonna just do a call in thing on Telegram. So if you guys want, you can call in on the Telegram, and it can kind of be like a panel or whatever. That's fine. I'm cool with doing that. Mr. Sap, bro. Mr. P Sap. That's my name. Don't wear it out. Fortnite food review, bro. I ate Stouffer's mac and cheese, bro. Which actually, I checked on Yucca today. Stouffer's is actually pretty good. Pinesoup, do you use OBS? Yeah, but I'm on Streamlabs right now. Yo, okay, we got So guys, I opened the call in to my channel. If you wanna call in, it's t.me/the narrow way. T.me/the narrow way. Anglo Zoomer wants to speak. What's up, dude?
Hey, how's it going?
It's going good, man. How's it going with you?
I'm doing well. I got robbed today at work.
Wait, how did you get
I did
robbed?
actually. I told like maybe one person. I told Captain Cigar about this, but I'll repeat the story. This black woman came in and she was complaining about her food being cold, and she demanded a refund, and we said we can't do a refund, but we can make you a new pizza. And she said, no, I want a refund. She said she wasn't leaving until she got a refund. Then she started getting combative and screaming and all that crap. So we called the police. They came. She left. She fled. But her husband came. Her big, black, aggressive criminal husband came in, started throwing fists, like knocked shit over on our counter. I just stood there and watched. And I just watched him get mad and chimp out. And we called the cops and they dragged him out and arrested him. So that was my night.
Dang, bro. Did he take any money?
He took $1 in tips, but the cops gave it back.
Oh, good. Okay, so he didn't really like rob it. He just caused a lot of trouble.
He tried to. Oh yeah, he like we were on a call, like we were taking phone calls, and like the lady that I was on the phone with could hear everything he was saying and everything that was going on. So that was wild. But hey, if you're using OBS, you can actually set up a dock on your OBS so you can see the chat while in OBS.
Oh, so the problem is that I'm using Streamlabs right now. So I have OBS and I was generally using it before, but I just use Streamlabs because of the UI. So I don't know if I'd be able to do that with Streamlabs, because Streamlabs does that weird thing where it like won't show me otherwise. We could do the Discord call though later this week if you guys want to do that.
I'm down with that. I would be cool with it. I like Smoke Pit's idea of doing like a panel type thing. I'm cool with that. But yeah, that's really all I had to say. I'll let other people come in. Love you, buddy.
Love you, buddy. Love that guy. He's awesome. Ethan back. Who's Ethan, bro? Ethan, what's up, dude?
Yo, what's up?
What's going on?
Not much. I just went to Wright-Patterson Air Force Base Museum today.
Nice, dude. Was it good?
Yeah. We saw a bunch of airplanes. They even had nuclear weapons there. Deactivated, of course.
Oh dang, so you weren't busting it down Sussy style on the nuclear weapons to hopefully activate them?
No.
Dang, bro. That stinks. I'm disappointed, man.
Yeah.
I expected more. No, but that's awesome, man. I'm glad.
Yeah.
Glad it was a good day.
I got a shirt and a mug too.
Let's go, dude. That's awesome. Anything else going on? Or anything you wanted to ask?
Tomorrow. Not really.
Oh, that's okay. That's great, man. That's awesome. Well, hey, I might let other people talk, but you can totally
Yes, sir.
raise your hand again if you have something else to say or whatever.
Yeah.
Nice, bro.
Yes, sir.
God bless, bro. We'll talk in a minute. Let's see here. John, and then I'll let Smoke Pit go. John, what's up, buddy? Hey, Jonathan, what's up, man? Or sorry, John, I wasn't calling you Jonathan. I was saying Jonathan Ezel in the chat. But what's up, dude?
Yeah. I wanted to know. I remember we kind of did that raid on Laura Horn's video. I was wondering, did she make any like comments of like, oh, I'll look into Nick Fuentes or whatever?
No. Just about what I expected, you know, like charity for me, but not for thee. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's so typical of Catholic YouTube, bro. I'm sorry, but like kind of the Reddit tier, like Catholic streamers, like they do this thing where they're like, oh, be charitable, be charitable. And then it's like, oh, well, are you willing to actually like hear Nick Fuentes' real view? No, he's a disgusting anti-Semite that hates people and holds condemned views. It's like, that's great, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm yet to, maybe there's some in AF, like say, well, Ethan Ralph, but there's so few Gen Xers open to Nick Fuentes. It's so strange.
Gen X doesn't get it, man. I mean, it came out during. It came out with in our discussion. Like, I'm not trying to be uncharitable to him, but it came out in our discussion with Jeremiah. You know.
Yeah.
Like, you can literally explain it to them. Oh, go ahead.
There was a really big disconnect anyway because there's just two generations talking to each other. I remember like there was one where like somebody was saying something about America First, like just some like normie criticism. It was nothing too serious, and everybody started reacting to them with hot dog emojis, and they just didn't understand. It's like, what's going on here? And this is like I think that just says so much about it, that there's just such a disconnect.
Well, it's so weird. They like freak out and stuff like that when you act that way with them. They like don't understand irony at all. They don't understand, like, they're just kind of not funny also. Like, cause like their version of humor is like a Jonah Hill movie. You know what I mean? I mean,
Yeah,
it's like literally like a Seth Rogen, like, dude, I smoke pot. Like, that's their version of humor, not like busting it down Sussy style. Because if I say busting it down Sussy style, they're like, actually, you should be finding a nice girl to cumin and make sure to cumin her, because listen, you don't want to be one of those incels, right? That's condemnable.
So real.
And I'm like, dude, I'm an incel. Ah! I'm like, I'm an incel. You're a lame old person. You're lame. You're old. You're over the hill, grandpa. Like, move out of. I'm Bart Simpson. You're Homer Simpson. Like, move out of the way. I'm on my skateboard.
Yeah.
No, I mean, you know, actually be charitable towards those towards, you know, Gen Xers and stuff like that.
Of course,
for sure.
yeah.
But like, I can't get over their mannerisms sometimes. It's really atrocious to have to deal with. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I got it. Like I'm still like, I think I left it recently, but for no reason. But I'm just in too many chats. But I was on the like paleocrat chat and all, and like the faith stuff they talk about is perfectly fine. But I am not
for
discussing politics with them.
Yeah, well, because if it's politics, it's like, I don't know. You get a lot of different people. You either just get your kind of like normal like boomer MAGA people that are like, you know, Trump is awesome or whatever, and like there's definitely a lot of swamp draining that needs to happen. I'm like, yeah, like how we give like you know, billions of dollars to Israel every single year, and they're like, whoa, dude, don't talk about that, bro. What, dude? Now you're talking conspiracy theories, and you're like, well, why don't you read E. Michael Jones' book? They're like, no. Oh, I'm not going to read that stuff. That guy's a wacko. And it's like, okay.
He's an anti-Semite.
Yeah, and it's like homie doesn't hold. Yeah, I know, right? You know, it's it's the magic scary magic word where if you throw it out there, it's like, oh, oh, I have to get away. I have to get away. Anti-Semite, and it's like, dude, like, I mean, you know, we don't have any like we don't support anything condemned by the church, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's okay, man. You know, we'll be awesome. We'll be incel chuds, and you know, they're just gonna have to deal with that. They're just gonna have to deal with the sap. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's it.
Yeah. Yeah. I was wondering too that a family friend recently passed away. Very good family friend. I wanted to ask if everybody could just say a Jesus prayer for. That's it.
Absolutely. And we can even do that
Yeah,
before I close the stream tonight. Just remind me, okay?
Thanks a lot. Yeah, I'm going off now, but see you.
You got
Good
it,
night.
dog. God bless you, okay?
God bless.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's flip and go. Smoke Pit. Dude, what's up, man?
Yo, what's up, bro?
Me just seething about cringe Gen Xers, bro.
Dude, you are like getting attacked with the booty cringe sussery tonight.
That's what's going on, bro. Like people are like looking at the cake and like wanting a slice, and I'm like, that's gross, dude.
Dude, that's so sinful. I'm cringing. I'm cringing so much. Who is it? American Boy? Was it American Boy or who was it?
Dude, that guy's always sussy. He's always saying weird stuff, you know?
Yeah, Anglo Zoomer being sussy too, you know. Dude, you know, Anglo got robbed like 2 weeks ago as well. And he I don't know if he told you this story, but I feel like we got to get Anglo back in here. But he was like, yeah, this guy came into my work and like hit me in the head with a palm branch and it broke over my head. And then he grabbed the tip jar and ran out. And like I chased him, but he got away. I was like, oh my gosh.
That's like the most innocent robbery I've ever heard. Like he hit me with a wooden sword and it minorly inconvenienced me, you know?
Yeah. I got like a tiny bruise or something like that.
That's serious, bro. I'm gonna have to go to therapy because of that now.
Honestly.
There's unresolved trauma because of that palm branch, bro.
I think Anglo got PTSD. That's why he's playing Minecraft so much. He's regressing
I think
into the
so
Minecraft.
Too. He's regressing to video games that everyone plays. I'm gonna be like based Brant, where I'm gonna have like very unpopular takes on things like Minecraft, and everyone's just gonna hate me for it.
Yeah, that's totally valid. Base Brant deserves all the hate.
No, I've got no issue with Base Brant. He's awesome. I just think it's funny how people like meme about him like having like bad takes or whatever, and like so I've actually agreed with quite a bit of his takes, but like people just meme on him all the time. It's kind of funny.
Yeah. Hey, actually, it was really cool. I was thinking this before coming on. What was it? Irish Owl? Is that guy like from Ireland?
Yeah.
He is?
He is.
Okay. What do you, so this is a bit Fed posty. How do you feel about the IRA?
The OG IRA I've found to be a very good group. I mean, you know, Eamon de Valera, Michael Collins, Patrick Pierce, I think were very good and honorable men, but they were all Catholic and made it a central fixture of their life. The like kind of like post original like Easter Rising IRA is pretty gay because it like engages in acts of violence and terrorism.
Yeah. Well, so like, what would you? Because I'm sitting here thinking like right now in Ireland, their Taoiseach is a homosexual Indian guy. They're getting invaded by so-called Ukrainian migrants. Like their country's going to the toilet. They've got supposed Catholic priests that are allowing Muslims to blast the call of prayer in Catholic churches on Bluetooth speakers, and the priests are these old like guys that have just been completely I don't know,
Oh,
demasculized.
oh, it's the
they're all
60s
around.
kind of priest that didn't really
Yeah.
want to be a priest. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And so it's like they're just the Catholics over there are really struggling. But then also just like the white population, the Irish population is struggling. And it's like I see these beautiful towns like Donegal, and it's like it's getting overrun with these freaking crazy migrants. And like, you know, you've got Irish kids getting their faces cut open by migrants and punched out in the streets, you know, and like you got obviously guys like Geroyd Murphy and Keith Woods talking about it, but at what point does like the IRA kind of need to make a comeback and fix this? Because they were very effective. I mean, you know, a lot of their methods, I guess we could say, aren't the best, but you know, at what point is it okay for them to just like come back and take the country back?
Well, the
Because
problem,
obviously that wouldn't work in America because we're
right.
so far removed from it, but they're used to that, you know.
Yeah, I mean, for them, it's kind of interesting because the IRA, their political history is very contested, where they have, you know, they have a certain history where it's like they, you know, there's been a lot of left-wing influence on the IRA, and so they're more like post-colonial Marxists rather than like hardcore like Irish Catholic nationalists. So there would have
Yeah.
to be like a new organization that would like rise up, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of agree with that. But I mean, it's like in order to kind of get your point across, like I don't know, I feel like there needs to be some kind of like I don't want to like say anything, but you know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, I totally get what you're saying. Yeah, there definitely has to be something shaking it up, you know, and kind
Yes.
of
Yeah.
kind of changing things, you know. Because
I
otherwise,
don't
it's
know.
like it's just gonna the problems are just gonna continue to persist.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, it's like I just feel like again, it's like I play too much into the whole like Fed thing. Like people are calling me a Fed for saying stuff like this, but like at some point you need to take the gloves off, I think. And like they're getting it's an invasion, and like they've got a foreigner running their country right now. So
Yeah, it's really bad. It's a very
yeah.
bad position to be in, and I mean, it's like they really do got to do something, or else it's just their country's just gonna continue to go down the tubes.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay. Well, I'm glad we like agree on this.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Because I don't know. A lot of people that I know, even from like my Knights groups, like my Knights of Columbus guys, are like looking at me like I'm insane when I'm like, yeah, I support the IRA, like the original IRA and the provincial IRA. You know what I mean?
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. I know what
Yeah.
you're casting out.
Plus, the music is just so good. You know.
Oh,
It's
dude, the
like
music rocks. I mean, well, that's
yeah,
OG IRA music too,
yeah. That's all old IRA.
which we
But
might actually play
well,
some of that. Not gonna lie.
there's some newer stuff too. Like the Wolf Tones have done some like newer songs
Oh yeah.
that are still like what is it? Celtic Symphony, I think, where they're like up the raw the whole time.
Oh yeah. Well,
That's
and I think
good one.
Kinky Boots is a newer song too.
Yes, yeah, that's a newer song as well. I don't know, but there's like what is it? Rifles of the IRA, or no, sorry, My Little Armalite. That's provincial IRA.
That's a really good one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Nice, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
good stuff.
Yeah, sorry, I'm like ranting. I'll let someone else get on. I just
Oh,
wanted to
for
get
sure.
your-
But if you want to speak again, you know the rules. Just raise your hand again. I'll unmute you.
Yeah. Oh, and actually, before we go, like, do you want to do this like panel thing? Because
Yeah.
you know, the Groy was fun. It got a little too crass for me. I'm trying to obviously keep it as Catholic as possible. But like, I want as many like smaller AF content creators that are like just still on YouTube to be part of it, as long as like we kind of follow the same rule.
Oh, absolutely. I would honestly just say for it, just no N word and no cursing. You know.
Yeah, perfect. Okay.
And also no talking about like weird unchaste subjects. Like I don't need to hear about like
Yeah.
girls or something like that. You
Yeah,
know.
that's gross. I hate that.
Yeah, because that stuff's nasty. It's just it's not where we're at. You know. We're not about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice,
I don't know if
man.
you want to do tomorrow, that would work for me. But I don't know what your schedule's like. But...
Tomorrow,
Well-
so I in general kind of have a rule on Sundays where I try not to do really anything. And Monday I've got a stream with Alan Rule where we're reacting to Father Josiah Trenham's video on Catholicism. But I think probably like after Wednesday I should be free.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll set it up and like people involved.
Nice, bro.
Yeah, awesome, man. Well, yeah, I'll hop off on here, but yeah,
It was
thanks,
great
bro.
talking,
Thanks.
man. Yeah. God bless you, buddy.
Bless you, bro.
Nice. Ryan, what's up, man?
Me.
You there, bud?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. So how you been, man?
I could be doing better, but it's okay. We're getting through it. How are you doing, man?
I'm good. I was wrong, homie. Like you said, it's been it's been rough. What's happening?
Just like personal stuff I'm struggling with, like just like sins and like graduating and stuff like that is kind of a very stressful time because you kind of got to figure out like the rest of your life in some sense.
You graduating?
Yeah, well, just with my undergrad, but yeah.
Do you plan on doing more after the undergrad or what? More college? Or do you
Well, I have my grad degree, so I'm not quite like graduating, but like it is kind of something that it's like I like a lot of the people that are here now and I've been with in school for all 4 years, a ton of them like aren't going to be in school with me anymore, and I think that's made me kind of a little blue.
That sucks, man. It's hard to lose friends at school.
Yeah, man, and it's one of those things too where it's just like, I mean, it's like that on top of like trying to just get the rest of my life figured out. Like, I mean, I feel like old when I see like pictures on like not like like Instagram or whatever of like some people I went to high school with like getting like married and like having kids and stuff like that, and it's like I don't even feel like ready for that stuff, and I just feel kind of behind the curve,
Are you incel though, right?
Am I an incel?
Are you incel?
I am, bro.
I don't believe you because the Instagram thing when you said I sent that woman, you're like, dang, she kind of bad though. I don't believe in. I don't believe you now.
You know, I just mess with you, dude. You know I'm playing.
She looked alien. Like, wait, why did you think she was bad? She looked like an alien. What the?
Bro,
dude?
she's like my Argartha baddie, bro. Like, she's got the blonde hair, the blue eyes, and like, she's like cooking her husband lasagna. Like,
yeah, and her husband Beetle at the nighttime was pretty base. Did you hear what she said? Like, if I put good nice row,
yeah,
and it's
dude.
Latanya being the nighttime base.
Yeah, I mean he's a base chud like me, bro.
Yeah, you're not a chud like me though. I'm a chud. Only brown people to be chuds. No Aryans.
Yeah, that's real, bro. Cause I'm a Chad. You're just a chud.
Yeah. Thank you. I'm a chud. I get no women at all. Thanks, man. I know.
Yeah, dude.
I want one.
You're awesome, man.
I know. If I were to get married, I'll marry a crazy Latina.
Why a crazy Latina, dude?
Because all Latinos is just crazy.
That's real.
That is real.
That's real. Well, and you're also marrying a fellow like Hispanic person.
I would never make mix.
It just hit.
Yeah, I would never make mix.
That's real. That just hits,
yeah,
man.
Like, yeah. My family has never really made mix, so I'm gonna keep it that way.
I didn't catch that last part. What'd you say?
Oh, my family hasn't really race mixed since we've been in America for like a long time.
Oh,
so we know race mix.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna keep it that way. You know what I mean?
For real. Well, yeah, and I mean that's kind of like part of my whole thing with like, I mean, again, like no, mixed race marriages are not a sin or anything like that. I actually have a fantastic, like, he's like one of my best friends who his wife is white, and he is oh my goodness, I'm trying to think what he is now. I I don't think he's Filipino. He might be Filipino, but he's like one of my best friends, and like they're in a mixed race marriage and stuff like that, and they're a wonderful couple and stuff like that. I think just in general, what's up?
I said that's nice. I'll keep on going.
Yeah. Yeah, they're a great couple, dude. They have an awesome marriage, and I think God made them for each other. Yeah, I generally, but like they were led to each other by God, and so like their marriage is really beautiful. I do sometimes though see some weird like people almost like fetishizing like doing the mixed race relationship stuff, and that's when I get a little like sussed out, because I'm like, now you're like making it like I can't wait to like throw away like my white jeans or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, it's the newer generation of my family though is race mixing. This is pretty cringe. You know, I'm gonna say kill at sec royal. You know what I mean?
I know what you're saying, bro. I know what you're saying.
Yeah. Thank you. Guess what I'm playing right now?
What are you playing? Fortnite?
Fortnite, yep.
My man's
I got
just
3 kills.
my man's just grinding, bro.
Yeah, I like Fortnite. I because I hated it back then, but now I love it. I don't know why.
That's real. That's real, bro.
Yeah. What's the Epic Game? It's about you a skin.
Oh yeah. I'll find it tonight. I just need to actually go on it. I keep forgetting to do it, but I'll after the stream's over, I'll go on and give it to you.
Got another kill. Ooh.
Let's go. Hey dude, I'm gonna open it up to another person though in the meantime, if that's cool.
Yeah, that's fine.
Awesome,
yeah, that's fine, man. Good night. God bless you.
God bless, bro. Lanzo, what's up, man? Here, let me unmute you. What's up, dude?
Hey, brother, what's up?
Oh, not much, man. Just hanging, you know, just chilling.
Sorry, I'm driving right now, but oh, okay. So I was listening to what you're saying about Trent Horn's wife, the video she made, and like there's definitely that disconnect in terms of humor. You know, I kind of thought back to Nick's live stream from the other night where he was talking about like the disconnect between like normies on the internet now versus people on the internet back like 10 years ago. Like he used the example of like Food Network and be like, I'm going to go to your house and kill your family. And now it's like people are just so like it's the internet's become just like this place, you know, where people just get so like hyper offended and everything. And it seems like it's kind of been that way on a much smaller scale in like the Catholic sphere in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. No. Well, and the other thing is too, I think people really got to be careful with the whole like, I don't even know, like with just the whole how do I say this? The whole thing about like taking jokes too seriously, because I really feel it is kind of like a thing to be like uncharitable and be like, Nick's not a real Catholic or something like that. Like, dude, like my god brother who I watched get baptized, like cited Nick as one of the reasons why he became Catholic, right? Are you still there, man? Or are you cutting out?
Sorry about that. Just one sec. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, cool. Sorry about that. Yeah. I know what you mean.
Yeah, it's just kind of uncharitable and weird. And like, I wasn't trying to be like freaking out on her for making a joke, but it more felt like she was trying to almost be like, ha, I'm joking, but this is like what he actually thinks, kind of a deal, where it's like, oh, he actually wants to like hurt Jewish people. And I'm like, no, he does not. Like, you know, we've been over this. Like Nick does not support anything that the church doesn't support. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know, I thought it was kind of weird that she like threw him on the thumbnail and everything. Like it felt very, very, very pointed. It wasn't just kind of like, oh, like a side comment or whatever, you know?
Yeah, it did feel very pointed. And that's why I kind of made my comment about like, yo, I know your kid, I know this is like a satirical video and you're using hyperbole and stuff like that, but like, be careful not trying to insinuate that like Nick somehow like holds a condemnable view by the church. Because that's a serious charge. Like, you can be in mortal sin for saying something like that.
Oh yeah. Calumny is definitely a sin. Where's Logos Rising been? I don't know if I'm just out of the loop with the Telegram chats because I'm mostly just on Instagram group chats. But
yeah, it's just a scheduling thing. I already someone actually had already asked earlier in the chat about it, but yeah, it's just a scheduling thing. We're gonna try and see when we can get a stream up here soon, probably next week sometime.
Very nice.
So yeah, it'll be
that's
awesome.
good. Yeah. I mow a lot of lawns, and so like I'll listen to I'm in the replay gang for America First, and so like I'll listen to Nick's live streams like as I'm like just pushing a mower back and forth just endlessly throughout the day. And so like Logos Rising, that's another one of those that I tend to listen to quite a bit whenever I mow.
That's so
I always
real.
enjoy that.
That's so real. Like when you're working and you like put on an episode of like either like Beardson's show or like Wurzelroot or like Nick or something.
Oh yeah, 100%.
That's awesome, man.
Okay, so when are you thinking Pinesoup is going to turn into Rizsap and get some pine saplings going?
Oh, you mean like when am I going to get married?
When's bro getting married?
Dude, well,
I know we're still in the incel arc. But what's the timeline looking like?
I'm not dating any girl right now because like at my college, I don't really have any girl that like I find that attractive to be complete. Like I mean, yeah, physically attractive, sure. There's plenty of girls, but it's like it's all about the personality, and if they don't have it, like I don't want to date them.
Yeah. Better to stay in the incel arc than waste your time and your risk your soul for sure.
Well, and a lot of people will like date girls and then just like totally lose themselves, man. Like it's bad,
Yeah.
And like it's easy to fall into that trap for sure. Like people think it's super like simple to be like, oh no, like you'll be fine and stuff like that. No, that's not the case, man. Like I mean, girls can be very much succubuses,
Yeah, definitely. And like even like some of the guys that hold like really strong beliefs, like whenever it comes to like a girl that they like, it's just it becomes really hard to not water down what you think whenever you're talking to them.
Oh, it does. Well, and it's because like girls are very aggressive nowadays, and they kind of want you to be cuckolded, and so you have to press like that much more against the grain,
Oh yeah.
You really 100%. You really have to be that much more like aggressive and being like, listen, girl, we're not doing this. Like if you're gonna try and act this way, I have no interest in placating your opinion. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Totally agree. So this was kind of the whole reason why I raised my hand for the conversation. So how would you defend Nick in the case of like somebody like not in bad faith, like somebody who legitimately is just concerned like about the whole incel thing, like not and like totally Catholic, but it's just kind of like a good faith question, like, yeah, man, I don't know, like my gaydar kind of goes off, and this isn't me that's speaking, of course, but somebody I know, and he was just like, my gaydar kind of goes off on him, and I just kind of get that feeling about him, the same kind of feeling he gets with like Milo and everybody, and so I didn't really know how to respond, because obviously I think that Nick is an upstanding Catholic and everything, and I didn't agree with that by any means, but I just wasn't really sure what to say.
Well, like, so to explain the incel thing, like, and I feel like I've been like a broken record with, not with you, but with some other people about this, where I'll literally explain it out to them, and they're just like, well, I don't get it. It's like, because you're not trying to get it, right? You've made up your conclusion, and me talking to you is not going to change that. Basically it's like this idea of incel. So the reason we don't use the term voluntary celibate is because volcel still places a heavy emphasis on the pursuit of women, right? And
sure.
Like that shouldn't be our life, right? Like our life should be about pursuing God. And so like Nick has basically said it is an involuntary response that I want to pursue God over women, right? Like, and he says it's involuntary, not in the way where it's like, he doesn't have any interest in women or anything like that, or I don't have any interest, but in the sense of like, it's the deepest motivator in our heart. It's not trying to just get with girls,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense. And, that's, that seems like that's like the most pure, just, it's like the most perfect version of what a lot of those like red pill guys in the manosphere like they try and do, where they're like, oh, hold your frame, like stay on your purpose kind of thing, because that's still the end, the ultimate end of that for them. A lot in like 99% of cases is just to be able to stay on their purpose so that they can be successful, so that they can attract women. But with Nick, it's like, if you're an incel, like it's just you're called by God to not be worrying about this kind of stuff right now, like maybe in the future. But yeah, I 100% agree. It's like, this is what you're focusing on. You need to be focused on that for its own sake.
Absolutely. And like, God will bring you a woman if it's meant to happen. I mean, that's the thing I always say to people. It's like, God literally will bring you a woman if like you are meant to have one and you're meant to live that kind of life. But don't make women the pursuit. Because if you make women the pursuit, I mean, Jonathan was saying this in the chat, but it's very true, right? Like, Samson, the strongest man in the world, was brought down by a woman, right? Mm-hmm. Like, he was brought down by a woman because he, like women have that power to make even the strongest man sin and turn away from God. And it's why, like, the church fathers were, like, really would emphasize in their sermons on women, like, you are working for the devil if you seduce a man into doing something sinful. Like, you're directly aiding the devil by doing that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. 100%.
Yeah, man. But I'm going to get to, are you okay if I get to these other people and then if you want to talk more, you can raise your hand?
Yeah. You covered everything that I meant to talk about tonight. So I appreciate you letting me on. Yeah. You have a good night, man.
Yeah, bro. God bless. Nice. Oh, sorry, I muted early. Dang it. Nate, what's up, man?
Hello, guys. Hello.
How's it
Hello.
going?
I have some questions, really specific questions.
Oh, sure.
So, yeah, everything's good. What about you?
I'm doing pretty
I'm the
okay.
guy. All right. I'm the guy that was banned from the group like 2 weeks ago. But whatever. So I want to ask you guys, since I'm from Europe, next month I'm going to Miami, America, and it's going to be the Pride Month. So what should I not do in America? Because it's my first time there, and I know that there are guns. Like in Europe, there are not guns. What should I not do in America?
What should you not do?
Yes.
So what I would say, like, so with the whole pride stuff, like, just avoid any like parades that you see. Try to buy from companies that aren't promoting homosexuality and stuff like that. So like,
yeah, I know that Ford is now gay.
Yeah.
Ford.
And it's in some sense it's going to be a little hard to escape. Like, there's going to be some companies you're going to have to buy stuff from, whether you like it or not, because it's like the only option. But like, maybe limit like your trips to Starbucks or something like that. You know what I mean? And then besides that, I wouldn't say that there's a whole lot else that you need to avoid.
All right. I would love to see some preachers. Do you guys know if they're going to be there? Do you see them on daily life?
Do I see what on daily live?
Preachers on the street.
Oh, like Catholic priests and stuff like that.
Yeah, I see a lot of YouTube videos about preachers that like go to SatanCon, they like preach on the streets, preach on New York.
Oh yeah, you could probably see some people doing that, I'm sure.
Oh, I hope so. Yeah, I mean, but do you guys know if for sure they're going to be there?
I have no idea.
Oh, all right. Is anyone from Florida?
I think we got some people in chat that are from Florida. You could text them in the YouTube chat. Just like text.
Oh, okay.
Like,
I'm not in the chat anymore.
Oh no! I meant the YouTube chat, like on this video.
YouTube chat on this video.
Like the video.
What video?
Like the live stream that's playing right now.
Oh, I don't have the link. Can you send it?
It's the one posted on my channel.
Chat. Oh, all right.
Yes, sir. All right. Well,
all right, That's everything.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, God bless you, bro. I'll talk to you later. Okay.
Thank you. Yeah, sure.
Okay. Double Dot. This guy never. I don't think I've ever listened to you speak, bro. What's up?
Hey, Pinesoup, how's it going?
Yo, dude. What's up? You like
Nothing much.
You
nothing
leave like the
much. I'm just
best
about to go to
comments in
bed,
the
actually. I just
chat,
wanted to say
man.
hi. What's up? Say that again.
Oh, I was saying you leave like the best comments in the chat and stuff like that.
That is true. That is true. I'm glad you noticed. But yeah, I just wanted to pop in and say hi before I go to bed. I mean, I've got nothing really to say. I mean, what do you have for dinner?
I had some mac and cheese. I had some Stouffer's mac and cheese, bro.
Oh, nice. I mean, what's a Stoker's? Is that like out of a packet or something?
Oh no, Stouffer's is the brand. It's like one of those like frozen meal mac and cheese brands. It's pretty I read the nutritional content though and scanned it with my app, and apparently it's actually pretty good for you. It's not like bad. It's not like goy slop, you know, like you're not gonna like I'm not gonna grow a third arm from eating it, you know?
Yeah, I get you. But no, I'm probably gonna go to bed now. But great space. Enjoy listening to it.
Yeah, man.
Some good content.
Awesome. Well, God bless, bro. Have a good night, okay?
You too. See you around.
See you around, G. Let's go. That was awesome. Mike, I will get to you, big guy. I know you just joined. I got to get some other people, though, who've been waiting a little longer. So, Ryan, what's up, man? Ryan Vids. You're unmuted, bro.
I didn't realize I had to unmute. Sorry.
Yeah, man.
Anyways, what was I about to say? Oh yeah, so on the thing that Storm was saying earlier, I was just remembering a quote from St. Patrick. He actually predicted that the faith would dwindle in Ireland, but that would come back in a really big way.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I definitely think so.
Yeah, because St. Patrick received a vision about like a burning, blazing bonfire, you know, and then it slowly dwindled to a few candles, and then it came back vigorously, you know, representing the faith in Ireland. So, you know, I'm always look on the bright side of things. Christ will always win, no matter what.
That's so real. You just gotta be white pilled and just be like, you know, our Lord's always gonna win no matter what. There's no reason to get like despaired or sad.
True. This is gonna sound really weird. Oh wait, I just thought of something else. You know, why are the sussiest guys the ones who are like the most homophobic? Like, I don't approve of that activity because the church doesn't approve, you know, and the Bible doesn't approve, but why are the most sussiest guys the most homophobic?
Well, because okay, the whole sussy thing, like I joke about it, but like,
Yeah.
well, like it's just
So
all
do I,
memes.
so do I.
Like everyone is just like memeing and being like just super goofy because it's kind of like, I mean, the equivalent of it was like in the 90s where it was like, you know, you look at men, dude, you're gay, and like you'd like sock your friend on the arm. Like that was like the earliest iteration of like sussy jokes because the whole thing that makes them funny is like it's something that like is gross. Like it's like something like so weird that it's like it's funny because it's odd, you know? Because like saying like hot, that girl's so hot, that's not like really funny, but saying like bro, you got some cake, like that like cracks a homie up, you know what I mean?
Yeah. What was I just about to say? So I'm gonna be receiving my first communion tomorrow, Deo Gratias.
Nice, dude.
This is gonna sound weird, but what do you do with the host once it's in your mouth? Obviously, you're gonna swallow it, but
you chew.
I've heard you're supposed to let it dissolve.
You chew Christ's body and then swallow his body so that he may become incorporated in you. You generally chew his body. You can let him dissolve, but I generally chew.
Or I've heard like let the saliva kind of let it dissolve so it goes down softer.
Yeah, you can. There's really no wrong way of doing it.
All right. I was just worried. I don't know if this is what you're used to, and if you have a lot of experience, but I already answered my own question in my head, but I'm gonna ask it anyways. How big of a sip are you supposed to take out of the chalice? I answered in my head.
Yeah, I would just say a modest one, you know.
All
Don't
right.
don't be greedy, but don't be like, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, we've all seen that video of like that girl's first communion where she like emptied it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you
And
seen that one?
and we don't want to be disrespectful
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah. Because, you know, it's our Lord.
Absolutely. It's our Lord's precious
Yeah.
blood. So,
Yeah.
is that it, big guy? Because I might move on to other people if you're cool with that.
Yeah, sure. Whatever. Bye.
Oh, you can ask more questions later though. You can re-raise your hand. You don't need to be like done for the night. I want to cycle through other guys because I know they got like.
Yeah, I understand. I've been waiting for a while.
Awesome.
Yeah, you can move on now.
Awesome, brother. God bless.
Yeah.
Awesome. I'll do Tiger Jin and then Mike and then Alex. Tiger, what's up, man?
Yo.
How's it going?
I've been to this conversation for a while. I about forgot gonna ask, but I know I was gonna say something about the Rad Trads. Like, I go to an FSSP parish, but it's like really like it was just out of convenience. It's near my home,
right?
And so like, I just go there, and then I find out that it's just like exploding in attendance. Like all the new converts go there, and so many of them are this mad trad crowd. Like, to the point that even the priests have to even preach against it in the pulpit. And it's bizarre to me because when I was converting to Catholicism, it never occurred to me, like my thought, I'm going from being a Protestant to Catholic. I'm here like, okay, if I'm going to be Catholic, that means I got to listen to the Pope. Like, it never thought to me to treat the Pope like I would treat, like the media treat President Biden or something, where you're just like, hey, shouting against the president. Like, that, he's not a political figure, and they're treating him like that.
They most certainly are.
Yeah, I don't know what like it's weird. And then like I go to Novus Ordo parishes on occasion. In fact, right now I'm going to be attending them for a few weeks because the FSSP parish is undergoing renovations. I'm just like, I don't want to be there for that. So I go to Novus Ordo, and yeah, I'll be. The other thing is they all assume that I'm a mad trad. Like, they'll go up to me and talking to me, and they'll just be like smack talking the Pope or saying that all these other churches are heretical and such. And I don't know. I don't understand this mentality at all.
Yeah, dude. It unfortunately does affect a lot of good parishes where you get like people. I mean, there's one really good parish in my state that's a Fraternity St. Peter parish called Our Lady of Mount Carmel. And, the overwhelming majority of people who attend there are just faithful, good Catholics. But you do sometimes get these weirdos that come out of the woodwork, and they're just like, they're saying all kinds of crap about the Pope, and they're just like disrespectful, and they throw around their weight and stuff like that. And it's like, they have such a weird conception of the faith that like, especially when it comes to ecclesiology, well not especially when it comes to ecclesiology, it's pretty much just their main problem is just with ecclesiology, because like they're generally great at other stuff. Like if you talk to them about like moral theology, they like hit all the right kind of like all the right notes. You talk to them about like things like some liturgical stuff. So not like talking about like the Novus Ordo versus the the TLM, but more so like, the proper things we should do during the liturgy and stuff like that. They're perfect on that. And it's really sad because it like holds like all those great things are so wonderful, but they get held back by sometimes their weird errors. And I think that, the biggest thing is just trying to, in those parishes, because I am very much against the attitude that some people have where they're like, I don't want to I don't want to attend the Latin Mass anymore. I'm like, that's a bad attitude to have. Just like it's also a bad attitude for people to be like, I don't want to attend the Novus Ordo. It's like both, like just attend Mass, like attend either the Novus Ordo or the TLM. Like just support the church. You know what I mean?
And even that, like one of these guys, they approached me and they were talking about, they were just spitting out all this stuff like the Novus Ordo parishes are full of old people. I'm like, no, they're not.
No, there are a lot of young people at them.
And I'm like, no, like no joke. The most beautiful masses I've ever been to were Novus Ordo ones.
Yeah,
they have at least here they got the most beautiful churches. They got amazing choirs and everything. Whereas the FSSP one, it's like, well, like I said, it's undergoing renovations because the building was awful and the choir's just stuffed in a corner somewhere. It's like it's no comparison come to solemn high mass around here versus that. It's amazing and very beautiful, and I have no problem going to it. And I'm not sure where this meme of like irreverent Novus Ordo masses comes from. I don't see it. I've never seen it, unless you just think by the fact that they are facing the audience that is irreverent, which I don't get that.
Well, that's also such a kind of honestly improper take too. I had stronger words for it, but I want to hold my tongue. That's such a bad take too, because the TLM was offered ad populum too. Like there were ad populum, so facing the people is ad populum, facing the altar is ad orientem, and there were plenty of ad populum TLM masses prior to the Second Vatican Council even being like a thing in anybody's head. You know what I mean? Like an idea in anybody's head, right?
That's interesting. I had no idea.
Yeah, well,
I didn't know that.
And the other thing is too, people have to stop confusing like things that maybe they don't prefer with actual liturgical abuses. Like, for instance, using more contemporary hymns is not a liturgical abuse, right? But a liturgical abuse is like if you have a certain irreverence towards like the host or whatever, right? But having like guitar at Mass is not a liturgical abuse, because that actually, again, another fact a lot of people don't know is there was the use of Spanish guitar in certain American TLM masses all the way back in the 1800s.
That's really interesting. I think like these, at least today, these Latin Mass parishes, like they're just like they don't. No, they're stuck in one form. They got their little book. Like I did altar serving that one for a little bit. Like you got that little book, go through the rules there, and that's why there's no changes or anything. It gives no options on anything.
Well, and that's not necessarily, I wouldn't say that's a bad thing at all. I mean, I think the whole thing that we got to stop is the like antagonism of like Novus Ordo versus TLM versus, it's like, it's just the Mass, dude. Like, just like love the Mass and love the church. Like, I get so tired of people talking about like, oh, I go to this thing at this, and it's like, dude, just go to Mass. How about that? Like, just go to Mass and receive the sacraments and shut up. Like, I
mean, I go to Masses in 3 different languages.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah, I mean, it's like, dude, like, you know, like just appreciate the church. Like that's all I have to say.
You're missing out on so much too, because one of the reasons why I go to all these different parishes is like these other ones, like they'll be showing exhibits of of like the Shroud of Turin or something, or they'll be holding an event over here or something. So I'll travel around, and each time I'll try and make sure to make their mass in whatever rite it's in, whatever procedure it's in, but I'm really enjoying it. My wife, she is really into it. I mean, when we converted, like we've been having a lot of fun going to all these different churches and such. And to imagine like we just be limited to this one parish and never go anywhere else because we think that like we're receiving invalid host or something. And it's just I don't know why you would limit yourself to like that and why you think the church is limited like that. It doesn't make sense.
Well, I'll even be blunt and say, if you're thinking that the church can give us a deficient liturgy, and I'll post this right now. I have it in my saved. If you think that the church gives us a liturgy that can harm souls, you're already on the outside. Like you've already essentially put yourself outside the church, because it's like the church can't give us a deficient liturgy like that. That's not how it works, you know?
Yeah. I had one, it was an old lady at my parish. She came up to me and she was talking about how a friend of hers converted to Catholicism. And it's like, great. And then she said, but she's at a Novus Ordo. So she's almost there. Keep praying that she'll go to Latin. Oh, like, what?
Bro, she's just going to mass. Like,
yeah.
Dang.
She made the big jump to converting to Catholicism too. Like, how are you not happy about this? And she's still outside the church.
Dude, and I mean, I still remember the first time, like, when I was attending the society chapel, like, the woman who talked to me, she was very, very, very sweet. But I mean, I remember one of the first things she said was like, "Oh yeah, the Novus Ordo is a false church, and like this is the mass," like as if like the mass that I would attend most Sundays was like not the mass, and I was like, "Oh, okay, like that's bad." Like and the problem is that it does, when you talk that way, it does endanger your soul. It physically endangers your soul, because that, like, you can't hold that position as a Catholic, right?
Yeah. Do you think like maybe they're only saved by just never putting two and two together?
Well,
like thinking like,
well, what I would say, so I actually can give the theological treatment on this. So Father Sylvester E. Berry in the Church of Christ, which is probably one of the best manuals written on ecclesiology, he talks about there's a difference between not materialism, because you'll be damned if you're materially schismatic, but there's a difference between being like unintentionally unintentionally holding like a heretical or schismatic viewpoint, but being in a level of ignorance where you didn't know that was wrong, and then like being offered correction, and then you choose to persist in your error, right? So like if someone like didn't know any better, they could be not damned because of that, because like they might literally, like, that's maybe all they ever heard, and so they wouldn't. It's kind of the difference between mortal sin and venial sin. Like a sin only becomes mortal when it's it's grave matter. So we have the grave matter there, right? Schismatic comment or position, right? So grave matter's there, but if they don't have full knowledge, they did give full consent, but if they don't have full knowledge, then it's a venial sin, not a mortal sin.
yeah, okay. So I guess they would be okay, like if they just like never thought it through. like wait a minute, I guess I'm acting like a Protestant now, aren't I? Like if they never get to that point.
Yeah, I mean, it really stinks, and like it leads people some weird places, man. I mean, like you have some people who it's like, you know, you'll like follow up and you're like, hey, where did so and so go? And they're like, oh, they even stopped attending like the society chapel. Now they're going to this like weird like sede vacantis chapel that has like a priest that was ordained by like a traveling bishop or whatever. And you're like, wow, that's awful.
Okay. Well,
yeah,
that's
man.
what I got. Thanks for putting me on here.
Yeah, of course, man. I thank you for coming on, man. You made some great points.
All right. Thanks.
God bless you, brother. Nice. Okay, Mike, did you want to go, bro? Do you want to go, bro? Do you want to go? No, I'm kidding. If you want to go, just raise your hand. I'll give it a minute, but if not, then I'll go to Ethan and then to Ryan, because I know you were waiting a while, but I don't know if you're in a position to raise that hand or not. Oh, go to the next person. Okay. Ethan, what's up, buddy?
Oh yeah. Hello. Interesting thing is that there's this new like trad priest who's like a vicar at our parish. He was ordained like recently. And I remember one time I was talking to him about sedevacantism and SSPX and all that kind of stuff. And he said he had this incident where he was talking to this woman who's like a rad trad. So basically what happened is she was bashing the Pope in front of him, bashing Pope Francis and saying all this uncharitable stuff. And he literally said to her face, "Get behind me, Satan."
Dang. That's crazy, man. That's a good response though, because honestly, like I've seen some good priests lay down the hammer on that kind of stuff, and they're like, we don't do that here. Because if you let it go for too long, then people think it's okay, and then what happens is then they actually like might damn their souls to hell, and you're like, I can't let that happen, right?
Yeah. It's very interesting.
Yeah,
he
very
takes like a middle road approach. He basically takes the approach that you do, like when it comes to this kind of stuff.
Yeah,
but also
because like the post trads go way too far, and they're like the Latin Mass is evil, and it's like harming souls, and I'm like, dude, you're literally like you're just as bad as the people who like hate the Novus Ordo, right?
Yeah. Like my other priest, the main parish priest, he said some. I remember one time he said that the Vatican II got rid of the TLM, and I'm like, it's a little problematic.
Yeah, well, it didn't. I mean, because the Novus Ordo is meant to be the ordinary form of Mass, but I mean, when St. John Paul II set up that consultation of all like the bishops and stuff like that, and said like, hey, was there an abrogation, yes or no, and being able to celebrate the Latin Mass, all the bishops came back, and it was like 8 out of the 9 bishops said, nope, you're good. Like there can be indult masses, and even St. Paul VI allowed for indult masses too.
Yeah.
So, it's like
because
people want to simplify it.
Yeah, because there's people on the other end will be like, well, Vatican II got rid of the TLM. It's no longer like fulfilling the Sunday obligation, all this kind of stuff. It gets weird on the other side too. You know what I mean? Both sides, it gets a little hairy.
It gets weird, Yeah. People just need to be normal. People need to just stop being, kind of off about this stuff. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. But also another thing. Speaking of nuclear weapons, what does the church say about nuclear weapons?
Bad news. We shouldn't be using nukes at all. Nukes are really, really, really bad. And the church has always been against their use.
Yeah.
Because it literally just means total death. Like it's just the worst form of like death you could conceive of.
Because when it comes to warfare, the only reason that a warfare is ultimately justified is that you're mainly trying to go after the main combatants, meaning people who are not innocent. People who are guilty or of something. You know what I mean? But if it's where if it's something where you're killing people and it's not distinguishing between, you can't distinguish between innocent and non-innocent, then it's immoral. You know what I mean? Especially with something like a nuclear weapon.
Oh, absolutely. Well, and the other thing is too, warfare is done with the purpose of ending the war and establishing peace.
Yeah.
Well, if there's just a giant nuclear crater and you've killed everybody, like there's like I guess the peace then is no one's fighting, but it's like yeah, because everyone's dead. It's like that's messed up, man.
Yeah, the ends do not justify the means.
No, because we're not Machiavellians. I mean, like when Machiavelli wrote the book The Prince, Giovanni Botero, who was a Jesuit priest, wrote a like rebuttal to the book called Reason of the State, where he basically says he's like, you have to be moral, you know?
Yeah. Otherwise it means nothing. Like and there was this one, I think he was actually a priest or whatever. He tried to go on Prager University.
Yeah, I don't know
if you've seen the video. Yeah, I don't know if you've seen that video. I think he's a priest or whatever. He tries to respond to it. Catholic Answers actually did a good rebuttal to his erroneous view on this. It's very interesting. And it gets into just war theory and all that kind of stuff.
That's awesome. That's really good. And I know that there was a Polish priest who did like a study of just war back in like 1927, and Aruka Press recently released his book.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, man, good stuff. I might let Long Quay go if you're cool with that, but you can totally like raise your hand again.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I'll see.
Awesome. Oh, Repose. Dude, what's up, man?
Hello?
Hey, dude, what's up?
Hey, what's going on?
Not much, man. Not much. What's going on with you?
Not too much. I've just been listening to the stream. Just you know, I hate to say it, but like I kind of have like an issue where like I kind of just like ponder most of the time. I don't really speak too often when I see like stuff happening online or whatever. So I'm usually just like to myself, just like always kind of thinking.
Yeah, that's totally fine, man.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm a little nervous being on the extreme, but I had a kind of like a question, like as it pertains to like because I've been having some thoughts about like what is it? Whenever I'm in, I guess like thinking of like what to do for like my future and stuff like that, I can't really like get like a full grasp on it, and I've been praying on it for like a couple years, but I'm always like trying to like figure out something that I'll enjoy, and I haven't really like fully discovered that, but I'm always trying to like do like within like the bounds of like Catholicism and stuff like that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I think with like praying for your future, like you know, Jesus gives us an important lesson in the Gospels when he says, you know, look at the birds of the air, you know, do they neither reap nor sow, but their heavenly Father, you know, gives them everything they need, right? And I think there's that piece in the gospel of knowing that, like, you know, essentially if God can give even his lowest of creatures that are much less valuable to him than we are to him, like everything that they need to live, we can always have the assurance that we'll be given everything that we need to live. And with that, there's a certain peace at heart at knowing whatever happens, like it's ultimately all in God's hands, and he's gonna make it all work. Because one of the things that causes distress is we're so attached to a certain like conclusion for our future, where we're like, I want this to be what happens, right? And it may not necessarily be the plan that God has for you, right?
Yeah.
And so
I have sort of an issue too, like trying to like I don't know if it's like hereditary, because I know my one of my grandparents from my mom's side, my grandfather had like a condition or something where like he had trouble remembering things when he was older.
Hmm.
So I've kind of come like over the years to like have like sort of that issue where like I have a really hard time trying to remember things, or like just stuff like that, even like short term stuff.
Oh, absolutely. Well, and even if that's an issue for you, God can still bring great good out of that, right? Like don't let it be a debilitating thing in your life. You know, we all have, whether it's physical, mental, emotional, what have you, we all have those crosses that we have to bear. And don't let the fear of that cripple your life, basically. You know what I mean? Because one day I will die and you will die, but if we our entire lives live in joy of God, in the joy and splendor of God rather than in fear, it'll all work out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I've been like I've been trying to like push myself towards doing something like within a relation with the church. Like I don't see myself being like a priest or anything like that. I used to serve before, like when I was like way younger, but um, I've been trying to think of like something to do in terms with like my faith more like in an active way rather than just like praying at home and stuff like that and going to mass on Sunday. Because I'm in all honesty, like when it comes to like AF and like my faith and everything like that, I've sort of like come to a realization that I have more or less like a real solid ground of like wanting to try to remain like loyal to people as like a foundation that I've like tried to build upon. And I
Absolutely.
kind of like I try to like remain within whatever bounds that I know of that could remain in.
Absolutely. Well, and with that too, like, I it sounds like counterintuitive, but like even pray on what that involvement should look like, right? Like maybe God is calling you to be involved in your parish life by offering like catechism classes to like the youth, right? Maybe your involvement looks more like a type of involvement where you're almost like a sacristan, like you help the priest set up for mass. Maybe that's
Yeah,
involvement.
actually, I had like a thought in my head when I was driving one day, because I was like listening to a stream. I can't remember who it was, but it was something in relation to like our daily work, like our jobs and stuff like that. And I was kind of just like, I don't really care if I like lose my job per se, because I honestly like the thought about like money doesn't really like worry me so much. And I'm not like a well off person, but I'm not like going bad or whatever. But
Oh yeah.
like I had this thought in my head that just like popped up for me, and it was like honestly, like if it were like if I had to choose between like doing some like job that I just hated or whatever, I'd rather just go like work and like do something for like a monastery or something. Like I don't know.
Oh, absolutely. And I think that's honestly a great attitude to have about it. Like maybe you could do that. Maybe God could call you to do that too. You know?
Yeah, I just don't know where I would go to look for that. I mean, I remember I asked one of my the deacons that were there at my parish, and he gave me like a couple of like resources of a couple of I forget like what they're called, but like like the Franciscans and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
He gave me like different ones that were nearby here, and he said to like look into them to see like when you could like attend or whatever, because they do like things on weekends and stuff like that. But I don't know.
No, dude, I think that's a great idea. And see if you can attend those weekends. Like, make a challenge for yourself and plan out a date, you know?
All right.
You know, it's all about, I mean, you know, it's just like, I mean, with all this stuff, it's almost like working out, right? Like you start off slow, you're not really sure where it's all headed, but if you're just trying a little bit every single day to just kind of get your life on track of like discerning God's will and wanting to serve God, then you'll be amazed at the path he leads you down, brother, you know? I would say your biggest thing right now is more concern over try to abandon yourself more to God's will and learn that you can trust him in him more than maybe you even realize, you know? Because he's got you, dude. There's no doubt about that.
All right.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Well, excellent. Well, is there anything else, brother, or?
No, I don't really have any much else to say.
That's all good.
But yeah, yeah, no problem. Thanks for doing a stream today. I gotta go to bed pretty soon. But I hope you have a good night.
Yeah, man. Have a good night, brother, and God bless you. Okay, I'll talk to you soon.
All right.
Sorry, I'm starting to lose steam a little bit. I felt like I was kind of dropping off when me and Repose were talking a little bit. Man, that green tea wears off a little bit. Long Qua, what's up, man?
Hey, what's up? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, bro.
Oh, nice. Yeah, loving the stream, man. Yeah, I heard you guys talking about kind of the Norvis Odo versus the TLM. So I'm a new Catholic. I just got baptized and confirmed this Easter. And I just had a comment. So I go to like a Norvis Ordo, and it's like I learned like almost nothing in catechism. Like pretty much everything I've learned has just been like for me watching like priests and YouTube videos and all this kind of stuff, and like just like Googling stuff. Like I'm not here to complain or anything. I'm just saying I think like a lot of people go through catechism now, and it's like we don't actually learn anything.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, like we kind of just we go through RCIA, and it's like we learn the bare minimum to get us to confirmation.
Yeah, exactly. Like when I went up to receive the body of Christ, like I didn't know like what to say or anything. Like nobody told me like say amen, you know. And I was just like, what do I do? So I just ate it. It's just like they didn't prepare any of us for it.
Oh, that's not good, dude.
But I'm not like here to complain or anything. I'm loving the faith, and I've been praying a rosary every day and praying with God. Kind of had like a pretty nice prayer today. I was just praying, and I'm like, I kind of got inspired by Father Mike Schmitz.
Oh, nice.
And he said something like, you should just spend some time like with God, just you know, like and it just kind of made me realize like, yeah, like God's like on my, like he's like on my side. He like wants the best for me, and he's like looking after me right now. I exist right now like because of him, and it was just like cool. So I'm gonna be trying to do that every day from now on. Just like spend some time, not like asking him for anything, but just like sitting there with them like in quiet. So
well, and dude, that's how we pray, man. Like that's how we pray, because like I remember Jesus said to Saint Faustina, like he's like, the souls that I have the most difficulty with are the loud ones and the ones that are talkative. And he's like, I encounter you in the silence, right? Like God encounters us in the silence of our hearts, not in a bunch of not in a bunch of like long-winded words. And it's why I'm kind of sometimes against people like their conception of prayer just being like, oh, I'm gonna rattle off these repetitive prayers and then I've prayed. It's like, well, you got to enter into divine conversation with God. That's the heart of prayer, you know? Like repetitive prayer is excellent, but it has to be the means to an end, you know?
Yeah, for sure. And I just kind of caught myself like I kind of just ask God for things all the time. You know, I'm just whenever I need something, whenever I want something, not like vain things, but like serious things like health and
Oh yeah.
all this kind of stuff. But I just like constantly just ask Him for stuff. But I never really just kind of sat there and just like thanked Him. You know what I mean? So, anyways, Mike Schmitz really inspired me in that way, so grateful for him. I don't know if you guys like a lot of you guys like him, but
Father Mike Schmitz is awesome. I'm a huge Father Mike Schmitz fan.
nice.
Nice.
What do you guys
bro.
think about Bishop Barron?
I
You guys
love
like
Bishop
him?
Barron.
Yeah, I like him too.
I love him very much. Honestly, any of the main priests and prelates that do YouTube, I love. They're all great, and they're I think they're saints in the making. Like I think that Bishop Barron's gonna be when he lives the full course of his life. I think he'll be canonized. I think Father Mike Schmitz will be too.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Well, yeah, loving the stream. Thanks for letting me on.
Yeah,
And,
bro. Well, God bless. Thank
catch
you
you
so much for talking with us.
Absolutely. See ya.
All right, see you, brother. Nice. Awesome dude. Awesome dude. Anyone else in the call right now want to raise their hand or ask a question? Brap, big guy. I'm looking at you, dude. I see you in there. There we go, young blood. This guy knows how to answer the questions, bro. What's going on?
Dude, I have all the questions and none of the answers. I'm having the time of my life over here, buddy.
You're just hanging out. You're sending me copy pastas of Tristan Tate. Bro, I was so confused when you said I was like, are you actually like calling me out right now? Like what's going on, bro?
Yeah, absolutely. Pinesoup is my least favorite person in the world by far.
That sucks,
Just absolutely
dude.
can't stand the guy.
Dude, what can I do to regain your respect, bro?
I think that you need to read every V2 document word for word, cover to cover, starting now. You don't get to go to bed until you're done.
Damn, bro. Dude, you can't do this to me. That's gonna be just too tough. How am I supposed to read every Vatican II document? That's gonna be like 5 hours, bro.
You have to commune with the spirit of Vatican II to truly understand our faith. Okay.
That's real. That's real. I always love when people are like the spirit of Vatican II, and I'm like, yeah, just the Holy Spirit. Like, I'm like, that's what it is, man.
I think it was Christian Wagner that was talking about it on Twitter today, and I was actually, this reminds me. So he mentioned that he doesn't like it was either him or somebody retweeted that, or like, oh, I don't like referring to it as the Spirit. So are we obligated to refer to it as the Holy Ghost, or what's the dealio?
Oh, so he said that was Father Thomas Crean, and he was referring to how we sometimes tend to refer to God, the Holy Spirit, as like just the Spirit, but that's kind of a sophomoric way to talk about God, you know? Because God's not just the Spirit; he is the Holy Spirit, right? And so we should talk about him in that way. He wasn't referring to the term the Spirit of Vatican II, which when people use that term are not referring to God; they're referring to like just cringe boomer, nonsense.
Oh yeah, no, what I was asking about is along the lines of, should we say Holy Ghost or Holy Spirit, or is that not?
Both are great. Both are great. You can't err with either.
Okay, good deal. Dude, how's Pinesoup doing? Everybody's got all these questions about stuff, but nobody ever asks how Pinesoup is.
Pinesaup's just trying to get through life right now, man. I'm like Thomas the Tank Engine, except just trying to chug up the steep thing of life, man. It's been a little rough recently, but I'm just trying my best to be better every single day,
Good. What are you reading right now? What are you on?
Well, right now I am reading. Generally speaking, I'm still reading The Pope, the Council, the Mass. I'm reading Secrets of the Rosary by St. Louis de Montfort, and of course Holy Scripture, because that goes without saying. Those are the main ones I'm reading right now.
Okay, good deal. Yeah, I'm on. I think I just finished question 17 in the Pope, the Council, and the Mass, so I'm a little over halfway done. And then I think after that, I've got some biographies of Saint Philip Neri I gotta run through.
Nice, dude. What a great saint to like read a bio about, you know?
Yeah, he's my confirmation saint, so I feel like I should brush up a bit.
Absolutely, absolutely. And like knowing about his life will allow you to sort of almost like enter into a deeper, how do I say this? Like a deeper appreciation for your confirmation saint and like the reason why God led you to choosing him.
Oh, absolutely. I'm convinced. I mean, I was 11 years old when I was confirmed, so it wasn't even. I just thought, oh, this. I found out that this guy's ribs were broken because he loved God so much. That sounds neat. Sure, I'll pick him. And I had no idea about anything else. And so it turns out our senses of humor are relatively similar, which is nice.
That's so nice, dude. Well, and the fact too that like he would shave the side of his face and stuff like that, and like just would do all these goofy stuff because he was just goofy. He just had a good heart. Like that's beautiful to hear, frankly.
Oh yeah, big time.
Big time, dude. Big time. But how's life going for you right now, dude?
Dude, I'm living the dream, man. Just working and reading and praying and going to mass, and obviously that being first and foremost as far as priority. But
Dang,
yeah,
dude.
not too much going on in the cosmic order of things. I'd say I'm fantastic.
That's awesome. That's what I like to hear because, you know, sometimes, honestly, life is sometimes best when you don't got a lot going on and it's just you're just in a comfy spot, you know?
Yeah, yeah. It's I don't know. I just if I'm ever feeling not so great, I try and zoom out perspective a bit, and that always helps.
It always helps. Absolutely. Well, dude, that's great. I'm glad that life is like is going well right now.
Yeah, yeah. I'm having a blast. Are you taking any summer classes right now, or did you graduate this spring? I can't remember what you had said.
I'm graduating actually like June 10th.
Okay,
Yeah, pretty late. Cuz my school also starts class pretty late too. So I'll be graduating and then um yeah, after that trying to do summer internship too for my oh my goodness, my main like uh graduate program.
gotcha.
I'm excited though. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun.
By main graduate program, you mean seminary, right? You're gonna go. That's what your summer is. Is the intern? The internship is going around and spending time at monasteries and seminaries across the nation.
Bro, if only it was, man. That would be so awesome. I unfortunately it is not that currently, but I hopefully it will be though. I would love to do something like that. That sounds pretty enjoyable, I'm not gonna lie. I was trying to go check out the Denver Capuchin monks, but I got busy that weekend.
Oh, I gotcha.
And I was like so angry, dude, because I wanted to see just the beauty of really like that whole life essentially. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, 100%. I honestly don't. I can't claim to know too much about the Capuchins. So
They're awesome. They're just like more hardcore Franciscans, basically.
okay.
So it's like if you took being a Franciscan and like times it by 10.
So like halfway between Franciscans and Benedictines, then.
Yeah, kind of almost like that.
Okay, fairs.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Man, good stuff, bro.
Oh, it looks like Mr. Cigar's got his hand up in here.
And a confused orange, bro. I'll have to let you go, dude, but God bless you, okay? And we'll talk soon.
Yeah, God bless, buddy. I'll see you around.
I'll see you around, buddy.
Peace.
Let's see. Captain Cigar. What's up, dude?
What's up, bro? You know me. I don't really have a question or anything. Just want to give some words of encouragement, positive words. Love you, man. We love you. Thanks for everything you do, bro. It's really it's really awesome. Like, you're great, dude.
I really appreciate it, man, because it does recently it's been taking kind of a toll on me. So to like hear anyone being like edified by it really makes me like it makes me really realize I'm happy doing this, you know.
No, bro, for real. It's like you have kind of coined this space between the Rad Trads and like the kind of hippy dippy Novus Ordos, but it's like you've coined this space which is like magisterially backed. That's like, hey, we can have both. We can have the Reverend Novus Ordo while having the Latin Mass and loving both.
Absolutely.
It's amazing.
Dude, absolutely. Well, and that was the whole, like, I mean, I feel like I've told this story like a million times, but like that's the whole reason I founded the Narrow Way, is because I was like, look, I was very frustrated with the man, my tailbone hurts right now. I was very frustrated with the you know, lack of sort of like nuance online when it came to this stuff, where it was like people were either kind of like normies when it came to talking about like Vatican II. So that, like, they had a good heart. Like, it wasn't that they were saying anything wrong, but they didn't, like, they weren't in the group chats. They weren't talking about the like real serious hard questions. They basically were just saying, oh, well, you know, whatever, right? Like, you know, whatever. Yeah. And that, you know, that's that, and you know, didn't go any deeper than that. I'm like, no, dude, like, you gotta, like, if these kids are going to hold to an ecumenical council and they're going to love it and they're going to cherish it in their hearts, you got to give them a reason to. You got to give them a reason to, because if you don't, dude, it's like you've just ruined it for them.
Yeah, no, dude, exactly. It's like, yeah, you do a lot of good. Like, never forget that. You're doing good.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you.
Like, you're doing a lot of good for a lot of people. Like, we love you, man.
I appreciate that, man. That means a lot to me. You have no idea. But hey, man, I love you too, brother. Do you have anything? Did you have anything else you wanted to ask, or?
Not really, bro. I just wanted to give the words of encouragement.
Well, I appreciate that, dude. God bless you, and I'll talk to you soon. Sure.
God bless you too, man. Talk to you soon.
Bye, dude. Man, Captain Cigar is just a great dude. He's just an awesome guy. He's a great child of God. Confused Orange, you are unmuted, bro.
Hey, Pinesoup. So what's the deal with Taylor Marshall? Like, who is that guy? Is he a friend or foe?
Taylor Marshall, theologically, is a foe. His presidential campaign's completely fine. I'm cool with that. The only reason I was against it is because, like, I thought EA24 was still on, and then the blasphemous rave happened, and that kind of changed it all for me. But like, his presidential campaign, totally fine, but theologically, he's definitely an enemy, because he's leading people outside the church.
What does that mean?
Well, so he's leading people outside the church in the sense that he's leading people to theological conclusions that are erroneous. So like denying that Vatican II, you know, had the protection of the Holy Spirit and stuff like that, and saying that like an ecumenical council is like bound the church to error. You know, saying things like the past 5 popes have basically been like modernists and stuff like that, like stuff that it's like, no, like prior to Vatican II, like no theologian would have ever tolerated as a position. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know a whole lot about it, so thank you.
Okay, man. Yeah, absolutely. Well, and it takes a long time to learn this stuff too. You know, like I I almost had to learn this stuff because it was like it was like trial by fire it was like baptism by fire. Like I had to either know this stuff or get like caught up in like the craziness of the internet. And I think it really is only by the grace of God that I did figure any of this stuff out.
So I'm in a kind of an opposition where I met this great family and they know like him personally. And like I was invited to go to it. Like I know it sounds crazy, but I was invited to go with him to his house. And this guy is rich. Like Taylor Marshall's like rich,
definitely.
rich. And so I didn't know if like I should go because like the family I met is they're super Catholic, but they gave me like a signed book by Taylor Marshall and they took me to the Latin Mass and they seem pretty good. I don't know if I heard some bad things about him in the movement. I didn't know if he was good or not.
So what I'll say is like, I think personally aside from his bad theology, he's a good guy. Like he's not like a bad man. Like he's not like a bad father or a bad husband or anything like that, or necessarily even a bad friend. But I think he is like theologically bad. So you could still have contact with him. Just be very careful of like some of those antics. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Thank you.
Absolutely, brother. Was that all or awesome?
Yeah.
God
Yeah.
bless you, bro.
You too.
All right. Ryan, and then does anyone else want to speak? Because I think after Ryan, I'll go. But if someone else wants to speak, I can unmute someone else. Oh, Brad Politics wants to. What's up, Ryan?
So I'm saying, yeah. So Captain Seagal was praising you and stuff like that. Man, yeah, keep on walking. You have so like 3 years ago, I became like a Christian. I was like, I'm raised like in a Protestant, like atheist, secular family and stuff like that, like non-denominational and stuff like that. So I was never interested in like religion and stuff like that until I was 14, right? I became like a non-denominational, and so I eventually like looked into Catholicism and Eastern Orthodoxy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I was looking around into this. You know how Eastern Orthodoxy like 3 years ago was getting big and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
And so I almost converted to Eastern Orthodoxy and stuff like. I almost became EO and stuff like that because not because I even like believed in it, just for like the aesthetics. That's what a lot of people were showing it and stuff like that because it looked trad and cool. And I seen like he's like the Pope Francis, anti-Pope Francis stuff, like he's like some kind of sodomite thing. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah.
And so you know, Spectersfield is like came out like 2 years ago. Catholicism is the true faith, I think it's called. And so I watched this video, right? And so it made me open and more into Catholicism and stuff like that. And so I started looking more into the faith and stuff like that. And it's like, oh, Eastern Orthodox is kind of like actually radical and stuff like that. And I read this one thing that maybe it actually kind of me away from Eastern Orthodox. What is basic? This Eastern Orthodox basic, I forgot what it's called. But he allowed this boy to marry like a Muslim guy, stuff like that.
What the?
And, yeah, dude, he allowed an Eastern Orthodox boy to marry like a Muslim to be in his harem and stuff like that. It was crazy. And I was like, what the heck, dude? I thought this was like supposed to be some kind of trad and stuff like that. And so when you saw the narrow way and stuff like that, I was like, so it's just opened my heart more to Catholicism and stuff like that, right? And so eventually, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna convert to Catholicism. This is the faith. This is the faith of my ancestors, you know, because I'm Hispanic. That's the faith of my people. Of my people, not really my people now, but it was the faith of my great grandparents. They were really devout Catholics. And it also another thing that made interesting was my great grandmother's what's it called? She died of stomach cancer, right? But at her funeral, she had a mass. It was a Latin mass and stuff like that. And it's also opening to Catholicism because it was so beautiful and stuff like that. I was what's the word? And I can't say it, but like you're amazed and stuff like that. And so it even opened my heart more to Catholicism. So like you and Spexo help me in the Holy Spirit, obviously, help me convert to Catholicism and find out the true faith. And thank you, man, so much. Because I would have been probably EO if I didn't watch you and Spexo.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. You know, that was all God, man. Like, and that was all God working in your life to like lead you to him and stuff like that. And like, blessed be God that he worked in your life to just make you his son, man. I mean, that's all by his grace and glory. I mean, blessed be God. Let his name be praised forever and ever, man. That is that
Yeah.
is so beautiful.
Yeah, and I've been trying to control my family to Catholicism and stuff like that. It obviously it's kind of hard. But recently, my older brother, he's like, he's in the military currently, and he like texts me. He's like, Ryan, what's like a good Catholic Bible to get? I'm like, oh, get the deranged and stuff like that, right? And he's like, I want to convert to Catholicism and stuff like that. It's like, I want to repent of my sins. I'm like, thank God. You know, I got one of my family members, my older brother, to turn the faith with me. You know what I mean? It's like, it's so great.
Absolutely. That's beautiful, man. And like the fact too that like, you know, the fact too that like your brother is now like led to the faith because of like your witness and stuff like that, and like Christ working in his heart, or the Holy Spirit working in his heart, is just beautiful, to say the least.
Yeah, I gotta fix some of his pain because he's like he's not like he's kind of like pro-abortion a bit, and sometimes I fix like some of his like he acts me like theological questions and stuff like that. I try to correct things for him because he's kind of like he's not like good on concrete like theology and stuff like that. So I try to answer questions for him like because I call him and stuff like that, and sometimes for like hour-long calls about God or like theology and stuff like that. Oh, I send him like stories about the saints.
That's awesome. That's so good, dude.
Yeah. Like I'm not like the smartest person, but like God, like theology has really like I don't know what to say, but like I'm not really interested in school or stuff like that. But when it comes to theology, I can read like theological books, like watch hour-long videos, like God, what's it called? School bores me, but God, he is ever what's it called? I want to know him. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Even.
Well, and doing theology is sort of a form of prayer in some sense. Like when you do theology, you do pray, you know, not to supplement, of course, normal mental prayer, but to add on, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Like just God in the Catholic faith has transformed my life. Like back then, I was like a porn addict and stuff like that, and I still suffer with lust because I'm a young guy in high school, and it's hard. You know what I mean?
Oh, of course, man.
And like sometimes I have like the temptation and stuff like that because like porn should be outlawed. Porn is evil, dude. Like,
and the people who make it should be killed too, for sure. Like the producers and stuff like that.
They pay off of the kids. Like the first time I watched pornography, once when I was like 11, 12, and I was like a porn addict, dude, when I was like a little kid. It ruined my life socially. I was awful and stuff like that. I didn't have any friends and stuff like that because my life was consumed with cumin. Like porn, like it ruined me.
It's evil, dude, and it ruins people's lives. And like the people who do this too, like get away with it. Like they think it's so cute to like ruin guys' lives and destroy dudes' lives and walk away like, you know, with the blood on their hands and act like they did nothing. And it's like that's a bunch of bullshit. Excuse my language, but like that's a bunch of bull. Like these people need to be arrested for what they've done.
Yeah, they ruined the lives of many young boys and stuff like that.
Well, and it rapes you, dude. Like I don't have any other way to say it except like you're raped by seeing that stuff, because it ruins a man's life to have to witness that and go through that.
Yeah.
You know,
and like the school system's awful too, dude. Middle school was awful. Like I had this like black teacher, right? And I'm not Hispanic, but like, you know, obviously white people are like those in class and stuff like that. But this black lady, she was like propaganda these kids in my class were like, oh, white people are actually evil and racist and stuff like that. And these kids in my class were like killed white people. I'm like, oh my Christ, it's like awful, dude. What the heck? Why like these teachers are propaganda these kids for hate people and stuff like that. White people, they're propaganda these kids.
It's evil. Well, and they think they can get away with it too. You know?
It's awful, dude. It's just like the school system It needs to be fixed. Well, first of all, people should send their kids to public school.
Absolutely.
Not public school, I mean, not private school, I mean. No, private school or homeschool them.
Oh, of course, of course. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm just saying-
homeschool or like just get your kids out of there, you know?
Yeah, that's awful. I just want to thank you and Specs and stuff like that. You have done great. God has done great things in my life for y'all and stuff like that. And I thank you to keep on doing what you're doing, man. Even if you feel sad sometimes, you help us. You help people come to the faith of the Holy Spirit, with the guidance of the Holy Spirit.
Well, thank you, man. And I really appreciate that. And God bless you, Ryan. And like you're a good friend and a good buddy, dude. And God's got a lot of love for you, to say the least. His love is infinite for you, man.
Thanks, man.
Well, God bless you, brother.
I'll let the next person go now, man. God bless you. Good night.
God bless you, brother. Have a good night.
Yeah. Bye.
Nice. Brad, what's up, dude?
Hello. Been a while.
Yeah, dude, it's been a while. How have you been doing?
I've been very good. I went to confession today. It was a church I never been to before, but I went to confession. It felt great. And the priest gave me a little prayer card. You know, it's really good.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, you know, I've been listening to these conversations, you know, following this one, you know, the one about Pope Francis, which was really good, you know. Something I noticed about so many people on the right, it's like they will always just fall for these headlines about things the Pope said. Like they won't, like, so there's a lot of things just out of context or something, and then they just automatically believe it, but they don't act that way towards anybody else. That's the problem.
And by the same media that they're criticizing all the time too. Like isn't that kind of funny? Like it's the same media that like we know is subversive and like literally poisons our minds, but it's like suddenly we believe them when they talk about the Holy Father.
I know, like they like, oh, that's out of context with Trump. That's always what they're like. But when something comes out about the Pope, it's like, oh, my liberal Pope bad. That's how they are.
It's ridiculous, dude. And it's like I got no toleration for it anymore, you know?
Yeah, I know. Like, I mean, I don't hate Taylor Marshall, but gosh, some of the things he says about the Pope are just garbage. Like, you know, there was a huge thing about, you know, the Pope wanting to so-called ban the traditional Latin Mass, which I couldn't seem to find even a single article about that for some reason. And it obviously was not exactly how it was being said whatsoever. But like so many of these trads have been still saying that for some reason. Like I know you explained it some way.
Yeah, the Traditionis Custodes and like the limiting of the traditional Latin Mass being offered and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm talking about.
Yeah, well, and the thing about it is it's not because he has like a hatred for the people who go there. It's like it's because there's people who are like using it to say like, oh, like the Novus Ordo is evil and harms souls. You know what I mean?
So true. I mean, you know, I love the traditional Latin Mass. I've gone with some other Groypers and other base people. I've been to multiple. You know, they're very cool. They're the best. But like, some of these like rad trads can be just kind of annoying sometimes. Like I've heard things like, "Oh, all novice priests are going to hell." Oh, you know, sometimes they're just a little kooky sometimes, I won't lie.
And you're thinking to yourself, like, when they say that, like, wow, dude, like, yeah, I'm sure our Lord is very okay with you saying that, right? Like, not at all, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That's just heinous. Like who speaks like that? You know what I mean?
I know. Sometimes they get kind of as annoying as Protestants at times, I won't lie, but...
Well, and they become also children of the devil when they do that too, because they're aiding in people then not wanting to become Catholic and leading people outside the church, right?
Yeah, so true. Like just giving the church a bad look, and you know, like that's some. It's like there's some quote I don't know how to exactly say it, but it's like some of these people just fixate way too much on the Latin liturgy, like the Latin aspect of it. They just fixate so much on that more than, you know, actual faith. in the church with Christ. That's a huge problem. The Latin Mass, I've noticed.
Well, and it has nothing, because the Latin Mass is gorgeous and beautiful, and there's nothing wrong with the
Oh
Latin
yeah,
Mass in the
yeah,
slightest.
for sure.
It's all these people who are just really sort of obsessed with like having untenable, even like kind of evil conclusions about like the Mass, where it's just like, dude, that's like not something you can say or believe, and they're like, well, I don't care. You know, and it's like, well, dude, at that point, like you're, you know, you're gonna find your way outside the church, and like, I mean,
Yeah.
you know, bluntly put, like, E. Michael Jones did a great thing where he was talking about that, and he's like, if you hold to that position, you'll find yourself outside the Catholic Church, and it's completely true.
So true. Like that's what happens with these SSPX people and these Orthodox bros. That's kind of how that's kind of the pathway they end up going. But
And I mean, people always get mad when I say this, but I've never seen someone attend the SSPX and become like closer to, like, honestly more strong in their faith. Like they, you know, for a while they might be like really good at like praying the Rosary or whatever, and that's amazing and that's awesome. But it's like kind of cutting off your nose to spite your face, because like as awesome as they're doing that, they're then holding all these positions that are leading them more and more outside of the church, and then they become either Sedevacantist or Eastern Orthodox, right?
so yeah, so true. Like eventually, like that's kind of the pipeline they go down. Like when they start to hate the Pope and start to think that Vatican II not true, and like that's kind of the pipeline they go down. I mean, you know, in my apologetics club, you know, we talked about Vatican II recently. You know, said a lot of good things and got a good understanding. But like, yeah, that's kind of how it goes for them.
Well, and it's one of the things in our time where people don't realize this about ecumenical councils, where not everything's immediately awesome after they end. I mean, there's a reason why even prior to Vatican II, there's a book called The Church in Crisis by Monsignor, oh my goodness, I forget his name. He'll come back to me, but he was this guy who lived in the 50s who was a historian who wrote about, he was a priest who was a historian who wrote about like all 20 of the ecumenical councils, because Vatican II hadn't happened yet. And he writes how like basically after every single ecumenical council, there was a crisis, every single one without fail, even if it was like a small one, right?
Yeah.
There was either a controversy leading up to it or right after. You know?
Yep, so true.
So it is a very common thing. And the biggest thing I just tell people is, look, it's not hard. Just listen to the Pope, listen to your bishop, pray, and you're good, and you will be saved. And if you love God,
that's what I do.
Yeah, and if you do that, you'll be saved and you'll go to heaven. It's that easy. It is not as hard as people make it out to be. You don't need to buy a copy of Denzinger and like thump it and have like footnotes in it where you're like, well, I feel like my bishop said heresy here because he said this or that. It's like, don't do that, you know?
No.
Just be Catholic. It's that simple.
Yeah, I know. Like, you know, the Pope is pretty based. If you even look at what he says, he's
very based. Very based.
Way more based than any politician here. That's the truth.
Yeah, like the Republicans that are like, I'm okay with gay marriage and stuff like that. And you're like, that's great, man.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Yeah, the Pope has never said that. That's one thing he's never said.
No, yeah, and the thing about it is like the world will fall away. Like the world will get, I mean, honestly, the world will get worse and worse and worse and worse as time goes on, and it's gonna just keep getting bad. And
yeah, many people think we're in the end times or so.
Yeah, well, and who's to say? You know, I mean, many in their times thought that they were in the end times, but at the heart of it, it's like, regardless of whether we are or aren't, we just have to live in accordance with God's will, no matter what. You know?
Yep. Amen. We have to do that. You know, nobody knows the day or the hour, so we just got to live in His will.
Absolutely. Well, brother, that's awesome, man. God bless you, bro. And
Thank you. Thank you.
I think I'll move on to someone else or probably end the stream here. But God bless you. And have a good
Take
night.
care. All right. Thank you. Hope to talk to you again soon.
Yeah,
God
man.
bless.
God bless. Okay, I think that's everybody. Oh, Schmike. Here, man. I'll unmute you. Sorry, I'm starting to feel the sleep kicking. Mike, what's up, buddy? You're unmuted.
Hey, I'm doing pretty good. I just saw you were streaming. I was kind of like going back and forth between being watching your stream and being AFK. Because I was out here building a fire. Yeah, I've been pretty good.
Nice, dude.
What's going on with you?
Honestly, not a whole lot. Just closing up on finals here.
Yo, let's go.
Dude, I'm excited to be done.
Yeah. I forget what's your degree that you're going for?
Oh, my undergrad is computer science. And I hate computer science.
Yeah. I don't know. You're much better as a theology robot.
A theology robot, dude. I love being a theology robot.
Right. That's real. And it's like yeah, and honestly, like were you like was it ever in your career path to like just like do theology as like a kind of like as a field of study?
Honestly, dude, I really have thought about going to St. John Vianney's seminary, even to just get a theological degree, and I think probably one on ecclesiology, because I love studying the church. It's just so much fun.
That's real. That's real. So I guess a question I had is like,
yeah, man.
I was kind of like bouncing it back and forth, but like I've kind of like talked to many fellow parishioners, not at just my home parish, but like at a Latin Mass parish, and we've kind of like we were talking about church history once, and like I think it was like there's the SSPX discussion, which went well. You know, there were people who had nuance and they understood what was necessary. You know, there was like nuanced discussion.
Oh yeah.
And there was also the topic of like the Latin Mass and like Latin Mass versus vernacular. And I sided with Latin Mass because I think that unlike a lot of what Rad Trads think, I think that Latin Mass, I don't see it as something as a tool to use to be stuck in like the 60s or the 50s or whatever. I see it as timeless in the way that I try to incorporate my worldview of like or understanding with like, you know, Christian futurism, in that it's something more. It's timeless. It has traditions, but it's timeless values informed by tradition. And I feel like what would your take be on like Latin Mass, for example? Like, do you think it's also timeless? Do you think that there's something where it would be better off to have Latin Mass as Latin as a standard rather than vernacular? What's your thoughts on that?
Well, I think you know, based on the Constitution of Sacrosanctum Concilium. Oh, there we go. I was just about to ask about the echoing. I think based on the Constitution of Sacrosanctum Concilium, it's kind of a mix of both, because you know, the vernacular, the incorporation of vernacular does help people actively participate in the sacrifice up at the altar, but Latin is also the language that unites us. And so we do need to have Latin in the Mass. If we don't have Latin in the Mass, then we negate our sacred heritage. And so I think what the Council Fathers said about having almost kind of the important incorporation of both is like the key to our time. Because what was happening prior to the councils, you had a lot of people who would show up and they didn't know any Latin, and it was like they did not know what was going up at the altar. They would like do their personal devotions and then receive communion and then probably leave before even mass was over. And that was a huge problem. And so they were trying to, they're trying to get the laity to actively, because when we say the term active participation, some people think it's like this cringe, like, who wants to actively participate at the birthday party? But it's not like that. It's like, the idea of like you're actively partaking in the sacrifice of the of Christ in the Mass, right? And the solution to that is, the Council Fathers want to incorporate more vernacular in the liturgy in order that people understood that, but with the understanding that Latin is still an important sacred language that unites all men in the bonds of charity and Holy Mother Church. And so if we negate Latin, we negate that unifying aspect that makes us Catholic. But then also having the vernacular allows us to understand what's going on. So it's kind of a little bit of a mix of both, I would say.
Okay, I see. Excuse me 1 second.
Oh, you got it, bro.
Yes. Yeah, that's true, and I think that honestly, it's sorry about the background noise, but I think that it's yeah, I think there's two very good points to be made. That it's not it's important to understand that Latin as a unifying and precise language, especially considering in church history that heresies would die out in the West because of the precision of Latin,
right?
And that also Latin, not Latin, English, like the multitudes of language was a consequence of sin because of the Tower of Babel, and so I think a lot of people, though, on the other hand, they think that they need to understand everything that's going on. No, you don't. The priest, even when I went to the SSPX and I was because I was learning Latin Mass, and the closest church was an SSPX church, just to preface. But even when I went there, there was this lady who noticed I was kind of trying to struggling to keep up or figure out how to do it. But she was telling me, if you ever are struggling with following along, don't worry, because the priest is doing what he needs to be doing, and you just have to put your put the missal down and be present at the foot of the cross. And I think that's what a lot of people forget, and they think, oh, we need to have it in all these multitudes of languages. I mean, you really don't. It's because the whole thing of I'm not trying to say you wouldn't have people being heretics or for example the filioque the issue, but the thing is though is that Latin is specific, and where it says stuff you have one word or two words actually, filioque procedit, which is that the Holy Spirit proceeds from God the Father and God the Son, and so you have these specifics and precision that keeps people from from confusion. I mean, it's not going to stop heresy. It's not going to stop people from being erroneous. But it's I think people need to realize that Latin is timeless. It's not a dead language. I don't like that phrase.
I think that's
a
bad phrase.
It's timeless.
I think that's a bad phrase.
Yeah, I despise that phrase. But yeah, I just think it's that it's timeless, and it's something that should honestly take pride of place. I know that I have an Eastern Catholic friend who's not in favor of Latinizations. He actually really does not like Latinizations, but it's I feel like the church should have more Latinizations because it keeps things I don't mean make everything literally all the same Mass, but I'm saying Latin should take pride of place, so to speak.
Yeah, well, there's an understanding. I kind of know what your friend is talking about, where it's you wouldn't want the Eastern Rite to be less Eastern. But there are some Eastern Catholics that go too far with that, where they almost seem to kind of in a weird way almost hate the West, where they're Western things and Western stuff, and you're okay, dude, we're one church, bro. You hold communion with me, and I hold communion with you. So there has to be a proper plane of the Eastern Catholics being distinctly Eastern and not having that watered down, because the church is both Eastern and Western. It's not just Western or just Latin, and we need to emphasize that element, but not in such a way that it creates division amongst the body of Christ and says, like, I belong to Peter or I belong to Cephas rather than I belong to Christ. Yeah, that kind of makes sense. Are you still there, big dog? Oh, he's probably
Whoops, I was muted. Oops.
Oh, no, it's okay, man. Yeah.
It's okay. I wasn't speaking for too long, but basically, yeah, no, I totally get that, because like when he speaks, though, he is faithful. He doesn't say it out of a spirit of like resentment at all. It's just, well, maybe he's kind of like very protective of like Eastern, right? But like, because he grew up, he's culturally like Eastern or Byzantine Catholic. So, but the thing is, though, is that I think, yeah, it's people kind of forget that. Even though I agree, it's a complex issue where you can't like, it's not going to be all sunshine and roses if everything is just Latin Mass. But at the same time, it's not going to help if people defer to vernacular is like this, just end all to be all. It's like, oh well, they're just learning it in their language. It's like it's literally like it's super easy to learn the Latin Mass. It doesn't take long. It's all the same stuff, all the same consecration and whatnot, and prayers, and it's like, people. I think it's also like this thing where people think they need to like put themselves, like they need to put themselves as and it's like they need to like almost elevate themselves to like being as involved as the priest. No, you don't.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I mean, dude, I'm just worried though that if your opinion isn't hyper qualified and nuanced, like as you're speaking to me, Mike, I don't feel like you're really operating in a reasoned theology way, and you're not hyper qualified and nuanced and extra charitable, dude. I'm angry because of it.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
I know. I'm not using my reason in theology to come to the conclusion that I should listen to Michael Lofton over my bishop. The bishops. Yeah.
Yeah, well, dude, I mean, you're just not like when you're not being hyper qualified and nuanced, nuanced. It's like, what are you doing?
Real.
But yeah, dude, a lot of good points, and I think like especially dang, there's a lot of beeping outside my window. I think especially like things like prayers like the consecration can absolutely be done in Latin, and I think it's ridiculous when people are like, oh, but people aren't going to understand it. I'm like, people aren't that dumb, dude. Like, come on, man. Like, you really don't think that like someone can take like 5 seconds to learn the consecration, right?
Yeah. Lady doesn't even need to like know that.
Yeah, I mean it's just kind of like it's just like a bad point in general. Like I don't get why people say stuff like that. It's like that's like literally you're not like nothing is good about that point, But yeah, man, good stuff. I think I'm gonna probably end the stream here if you're cool with that, just because I'm really slumping off. Was there anything else you want to say though?
No, that's it. I'm probably gonna go away anyways. It was good talking to you.
Yeah, dude, it was great talking to you, man. Thanks for getting on. Let's go, dude. Let's go.
Appreciate the stream.
Yeah, man. God bless.
God bless you. Have a good night.
Have a good night, bro.
Yep. Okay.
Man, what was I gonna say? Yeah, I think hey Static, I'm sorry, man. I think I'm gonna have to end the stream because I'm pretty tired. But guys, thank you so much for getting on and talking with me tonight and stuff like that. This was all awesome. But needless to say, I think we'll close in prayer, and then I'll close down the stream. And I'll pray for the intention of, I believe it was John, who wanted us to offer a Jesus prayer. So, in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen. Lord Jesus Christ, Son of God, have mercy on us, sinners, that we may love you, that we may cherish you, that we may worship you, and that we may go forth from this moment and in ever praise and awe of your glory, and always praising and glorifying your name forever. And we pray this all in your name, in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen. Jesus is King. God bless you guys, and have an excellent night. And thank you, Brian. I really appreciate that.